EverCraft Online. Let me... Oh, Landon, check it out. They have... You were asking about the music. They've got some more songs here on the website as well if you want to hear more of them. Hidden Tree and Enigma here are working on it. So keep an eye out. If you have questions, they can answer in chat or just they can talk in Discord as long as you guys can hear them pretty good. How's everybody doing? Everybody have a good weekend? Otter, thank you for your follow. Is there crafting in this game? Good question.
Not yet, that's for sure. But we have a lot of cool crafting stuff planned. We weren't gonna have it, but then it's in the name, so we felt like we should.
Yeah. So we'll have a crafting system, making consumables, weapons, items, things of that nature. It won't, at this junction, have any sort of terraforming or Minecraft building, however. Maybe eventually like housing plot placement and stuff like that. But initially, it's just some, basic crafting and build up the economy a bit that way. We really care about iconic items and, having that short sword of Yukesha and things of that nature. So it's always a tough balance with the crafting. So we want you to be able to make things like, bronze armor and stuff, but we also want you to have the advantage of making those rare iconic items as well.
The Naked Human.
I'm back
in C17.
If you wanna invite me.
Oh, cool. Hey, Sitzal. That you, Elemental?
That's me.
Inviting.
Thanks.
Cool. All right. So, since we're going to divide up into two groups, what we can do is go ahead and get started whenever you're ready. No rush, but just whenever you're ready, I think we can start going through, and then other folks can catch up when Ollie's back.
Sweet.
Great.
Droop says, so is this something we'll be able to host ourselves eventually, or we just connect to your servers, or what?
It will be like a traditional MMO. It probably won't be like Minecraft where you can host your own servers and stuff. But, we're so early that I'm not ruling anything out. But for right now, it's kind of headed down the path of just a regular MMO server type deal.
We see a lot of value in those kind of games. I don't know if the style necessarily had much as the classic EverQuest, grind, collect items, things of that nature. One of the things that's really important to me with that is for the content to feel relevant, it has to be somewhat limited. It's a great idea to open up more and more servers, but you kind of also separate out, what is a world first when there's 14 servers and such. So
3.
Definitely. Hey, Hashpipe. Thanks for sticking with us 11 months.
wow, congrats.
Hashpipe, we are playing EverCraft Online. It's in development. Some of our fellow indie devs Cool. Oh, right on. Yeah, Modest Law is amazing. The stuff that like the various graphic updates, we've been following that stuff kind of in parallel to the work that you guys have been doing.
Vibes.
Thank you, Homestead.
Modest is kind of a pixel sorcerer. I don't really understand how he's so good. This game was actually half the resolution when I thought I was going to be doomed to do all the art myself. So it was like 16 by 16 like you'd see in Minecraft, and Modest looked at it and said, no, this won't do at all. And so everything's 32 by 32, and it really, he's done an awesome job.
Turn up.
whole-
Was EQ built on the Tannerus engine at all, or was it custom? Did it have a name? I could have sworn that it was iteration on that early work. I'm trying to think of who actually spoke to that specifically. It may have been one of the VODs with Todd Schmidt, Hobart.
I would say there was a library, right? True 3D, I think it was called. Vran had licensed and used some in Tannerus and then in EverQuest. But then heavily modified, and I'm not even sure how much of that existed in the final iteration.
There's some chatter in the EQ Lantern Discord about this exact topic that I was following.
Nick's up to something. He's doing some shadiness. Yeah, look at that. He's even got the Nick smile.
He does look guilty.
I'm dying to run around and like look at stuff. So even before we turn in guild notes and stuff, I definitely want to look around a little
Lead
bit
the
more.
way. We'll do a tour. We actually ended up adding a bunch more to the city than we were planning on before the stream, but
Do you want me to tell you a little bit about what you're looking at?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So right now what you're looking at there is the Leont Barracks, home of the Steel Lions. Warriors get their starting quests there. And they, as well as some of the city storyline quests. So there's different quests that run through it. And the human city here goes through it. It's the city of Leont on Cape Corvus. This whole island is known as Handover Home. We're running through right now is their little training yard. So you can imagine in that little yard, we're going to have target practice and target dummies that they're practicing away at.
Steel Lion. That sounds familiar. Is that a reggae band?
Not sure about that, but it's a sweet name for one.
Look at these guys. I love that. I love that he's got a gray beard. Been thinking about that a lot lately. Age for NPCs.
totally. Well, we were discussing. It was funny because we added like a child, like a kid, into the game, and we're just like, oh yeah, how EverQuest just like never had anybody, under a certain age. I'm like, oh, maybe it's because like if you go to kill that NPC, you're breaking some strange international law or something like that. So
do you remember there was a big controversy with someone? I think they just wrote some fan fiction that involved murking a kid and got banned. It was fan fiction, not in game, and still got banned, and it wound up being a big controversy back in the day.
So I guess maybe that's.
What about the Kinos Aqueducts with Hubert and the guard's daughter that fell down and got murdered by the gelatinous cube?
But you never see it.
Yeah.
I really learned to regret it as soon as we hopped in for a play test, and one of our guys immediately killed the child. So.
Yeah, and I remember now it was worse than killing a child, I think. So that's where the banning came from. I think Smed had no qualms on pulling the trigger or something like that.
Here where you're just looking at the forge, that's kind of under construction right now, so he's waiting on supplies to get selling different forged gear and consumables or any
Oh, rad.
blacksmithing skills. Big tower that you're kind of next to there is the Tempest Academy, which is the university full of scholars and casters, and library of knowledge.
Oh, cool. Let's see. Ooh, basement. Monty's asked, have you guys done any scalability simulations on your network architecture?
Yeah, we have. We have a C# app that we wrote to try and get 1,000 people in, connecting to the server and stuff like that. And those early tests went pretty well. Not much more than that. We've designed it in a way that we think it's going to be scalable to the numbers we're looking for. But yeah, we've done some tinkering around that stuff. The network part of this game is probably the oldest piece that I wrote. So that's coming up on probably 4 years. So it's had a lot of time to it's had just a lot of exposure in all the different iterations of the game, and I have tested it in a bunch of interesting ways. So I'm feeling pretty good about it, but we'll see. The network stuff is always super difficult, so it's a good question.
The area that you were in currently there leads into the underground, just like classic EverQuest. A lot of our evil classes kind of conjugate underground, and then they're linked together by the sewer system of Leon. So kind of hidden, and you need to know to go down there. But so that's currently under construction, and will definitely be iterated on a lot there. But it's just the beginnings of starting to carve out the space down there. So you can imagine necromancers and shadow knights down on this side, and under the pub are the rogues hiding out, and sewer system connecting them that even leads outside the gates. So once you hose your faction, you can still get to your trainers.
Right on. Yeah, no, it's great. It's funny because it's already got such a fun feel to it, and that's definitely sketchy.
One neat thing about all this that you're seeing too is this is being actively built in engine by our world builders. So Devin is the guy that's been doing most of the heavy lifting, but he actually comes here in game just like you are, equips a pickaxe, and manually is building out these caverns and stuff like that. He's not modeling outside for that type of work. So all of that building, or a lot of the building, is actually done in engine, which is kind of neat.
Rooms like this,
and that's part of what we were talking about with our workflow, where it's enabled world building to happen, like kind of while we're testing it. You could be in there fleshing out a new dungeon or a new area of the city, etc.
Right on. All the wooden books and stuff, it's so cozy. It's perfect.
Yeah, totally. And we have a bunch of new props and stuff we haven't added to the Wizard Tower yet. Some of them are in the Cleric Guild that you'll see in a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, and I see Devin Huge in the chat here. He's our primary world builder.
I was making that assumption, but thank you for pointing it out. Very cool.
Yeah, very talented, really brought it to life. And yeah, like I said, in-game tools for it, but we have many different art pipelines that are all supported entirely. That couch definitely needs an update.
No way. It's so good. It's funny. That's why I was staring at. I'm just like staring at it. I'm like, I'm a little jealous of you guys. It's there's just so much great stuff to look at.
That's a great point, Ransu. We actually do have volumetric fog. There's a full day-night system at work here, and with the current time of day, you're not really seeing it, but as time progresses here, you'll see some of the fog roll in and stuff. Right now, it's kind of a global and not very fleshed outer zone, but there'll be different trigger zones where the fog adapts and changes. So there's also a lot of both screen space and volumetric ambient occlusion going on as well.
Wizards are going to be at the very, very, very top of the tower because that's my class from EQ that I played for years and years and years. So I'm going to make them super OP. So any Wizard fans out there, get pumped.
They deserve it after all these years of punishment.
Let me adjust my DPI again.
Doesn't quite have anything to sell or say quite yet, but many of the NPCs will respond to that G for greeting them.
Yeah, I feel bad because I greeted the captain up there and then ran off before actually speaking with him. So yeah, check some more.
he almost thought he was getting help.
Yeah, he's got a pretty useful newbie quest that I imagine everybody will do kind of right away. I won't spoil it because
Oh, damn! Now I got.
it's part of the quest line, but he's got some stuff to say for sure.
That inn that you were just in, or pub, it's Garrick's Gravy and Goods. Starts the town with traveling goods, gravy, and
Gravy and goods.
yeah.
Wait, how did I get to him before?
Where are you trying to go?
He's trying to go talk to Captain Garnell up there, who he abandoned mid conversation.
Found him. Beowulf. Thank you for the follow. All right.
Yeah, that's another great question. It is a fully seamless voxel world that streams in batches. So it's only loading in what the client needs for its local area. Yep. And you can actually control to in our F4 settings. You can adjust to a certain range how many voxel chunks you're actually loading in, depending on how chunky you like it.
Galavier, thank you for the follow. Chunks. I like it very chunky. Right on, Fargo.
Same here.
A fine city if there ever was one. Alright, so we're on Cape Corvus. What sort of developments? Perhaps you're familiar with the old ruins to the east of our gate? I am not, but... Spoiler, thank you, now I know. Every fortnight or so, we march over there to survey the land and bury the many remains strewn about. Whatever happened there long ago was not good stuff. Right on. What remains? Place is lousy with bodies, rotted corpses, men, women, children, even pets. Aw. We've taken to giving them proper burials and useless blessing. But news has recently reached me that these cadavers walk again. What cadavers?
Oh, apologies. Hi, I'm back.
Hey, Ali.
Hey.
Yeah, like,
We're just doing a tour of the town. You haven't really missed much, so good timing.
Dark business for sure. The departed walked
Yikes.
Ardruin once more. The robes over at the academy have suggested removing their heads upon burial. Probably not a bad idea. The militia's code forbids me and my men from doing such things, but perhaps you could. I'm down with removing heads. Perhaps I will.
no hesitation.
I got experience. Great, that's all he needed to hear. Take this satchel, fill it with the skulls of the awoken dead, return the skulls to me, and I'll reward you handsomely. May the might of Zegrath you. Perfect. I got a bag.
We're gonna have to get you to do some voice acting if you're available.
I am always available to talk. It's my favorite thing to do. No joke. So my wife just got an app on her phone to help her learn to play guitar, and I've been joking for years I want singing lessons, and she's like, "Oh, the app has a singing tutorial on it as well." So I've started singing to the app. I'm gonna be working on that regularly. I want to learn to sing.
Nice.
Has nothing to do with what we're doing here, but I figured I'd share that. You've seen the stream. You know how it's gonna go. A singing robot. Okay, guys. Let's turn in our. No, I'm gonna turn in my guild note.
Great.
Cleric guild.
Nick, you're the leader of our group, so if you want to invite those students, possibly.
I thought when I checked this out, I thought it wasn't that far.
Says he's in a group.
I'm gonna say, Sean, if we don't have a song vocalized by you in our soundtrack, I'll be very sad.
We'll work on it. I'm not joking. I once sang Backstreet Boys karaoke birthday party in Hamburg, and I had so much fun.
This looks like a cleric guild here.
I turned you down too far, Ali. Hold on.
Hey, Ali's paying attention.
Yeah, if you press I, you'll see your guild note everybody wakes up with, and you can right-click on it to get some tips.
Are you
Yep.
saying the thing with stained glass is probably where clerics are?
It's possibly. I'd give it a 10% chance that I'm right.
So smart.
Endrin Quillsmith. Sounds like the right dude.
Remember G to talk to them, but yeah, you can press I, right-click on your notes, and that'll help guide you to.
Hashpipe. We'll hop out to character create at some point later on, and then you'll see the various races. Don't worry, I think gnomes are an eventuality. I did see gnomes on the way in, right?
There's the buttons for all that, but humans are the only things that take physical form
Yeah.
at this point in development. So the gnomes are there in spirit.
So yeah, just to be a little clear on it, right now we're going through a vertical slice. We decided to start with humans since they have a robust list of available classes to them. So this is a kind of isolated island that we're putting together to get humans in with all of their available classes and do testing. Once we feel good about that, then we'll move on to the rest of the world.
Right on. Makes perfect sense. So those of you that if you didn't notice it, I clicked on my guild note. I like the presentation. Super cool. And it says, word has reached our ranks that you wish to pursue the teachings of the Cleric Guild. The reawakening of the old gods has restored some power to our ancient rites, but our enemies are rediscovering the magics of this realm. You really don't want me reading stuff. With equal vigor. Seek me out at the temple of... Is that Alder?
Yep.
If you wish to learn more about the path of light. Cool. That's you. Nice interface. Look at this. Super cool looking.
Thanks.
All right. I have a wooden mallet now. Primary. I've got a spell. I forget you guys gave instructions for this. Is it, do I have to drag in scribe?
You click
Yep.
the spell once and click on describe new spell.
Perfect.
Then you can scribe it.
Down on the, yep, there
Got
you
it.
go.
There we
This
go.
will get a little facelift and be a little bit more user-friendly, but
Yeah, you'll see in a second there's some kind of hacky, hard-coded like concept stuff in there. Like if you actually click your spells when you're done here, we kind of want to have a little lore blurb for each spell, but maybe that'll end up being too much work and we'll have to remove it. But so right now that text is just kind
Oh,
of hard-coded.
I just put it in the wrong spot. And then
Yep.
over there. Yep.
click the icon first to the left spell gems.
I'll pretend like I have experienced a game similar to this before. Nick's just shaking his head.
Yeah, if you've ever heard of there's this little game called EverQuest. You familiar?
Oh. Nick, if you've ever watched my stream, you know I've heard of it, but apparently I've never played it.
I always laugh because I figure when Nick is like carrying the group and oh no, did you just oh my
Yeah, so I went to drag it and I still had the guildmaster targeted. So I think that was a good learning moment.
it's the quickest death I've ever seen in a character.
I love it so much. I swear, so when you were showing me this before, did I accidentally attack? Did I do the classic like start typing and attack and get killed? Is that possible in here? Authentic EQ
Yeah,
experience?
totally
Absolutely.
it is. Yeah.
The auto attack is on the tilde key. It's usually not, but you can accidentally have
Tried
it
to
highlighted.
nuke the guildmaster.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Oh man. Oh, I need to go get my corpse.
At least it's not a horrible corpse run.
No.
Didn't leave it in the bottom of a dungeon or anything.
Yeah. Then maybe he won't have any hard feelings. You get back and you guys have a program, so when I come back in, he just looks at me and he's like, WTF. Don't
You
do that
lose
again.
faction with them for even trying.
Oh, at least I
Banish
get
from
to
the
see
guild.
myself now. Boom. Handsome.
Maybe I'll just keep that corpse there in the final build.
I'm just wondering, Cam and Allie, are you guys grouped up?
I couldn't get Ali in the group. It says he's already grouped.
Yeah, I was wondering
Ali
if that's...
presses leave. You can try again. There's a bit of a, I guess you could call it a group bug, but I'm not sure if Ali's here even.
Firebolt, thank you for the follow. Maldwolf, Godavir, I don't know if I just said hi to you earlier or if I thanked you for the follows. Either way, thank you. Okay, cool. So I have my hammer back, my mallet. I have my wonderful corpse laying there. Oh, shame.
Well, shame.
Cool. You want to go mallet some stuff?
Sure.
Cool.
I'm just handing him my note down at the Mage Guildmaster, and I'll join you in a sec.
All right.
It still says Allie's in a group. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but...
When he gets back in, I think he just has a group bug where he has to press leave on his side.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I saw you rocking a really cool looking sword earlier.
Yeah, that was it's a two-hander, which maybe we'll see later, but I don't know if any of these classes can wield it.
Yeah, you're heading right now over to the market area, just
Mhm.
part of the tour. So building directly in front of you is our bank, which is still under functional development, but looks pretty cool.
Oh, I'm so amped on seeing the older people. I'm sorry, I was only half listening. Did you say it was functional or not?
No, the bank's not functional. He
Okay.
tells you a joke about not being functional if you hail the banker there, but yeah, as part of the world is.
Welcome to
development.
Leon Bank. My apologies, but we keep banker's hours here. Isn't that right?
This literally got in like yesterday, so we were debating. You know, we don't want to do too much before we stream in case I end up like messing up the server or something. But this stuff is pretty low risk to add some more buildings. So we had a big session where everybody was here trying to organize these puzzle pieces into something that made sense. And Devin made all these outside the game, and then
cool.
we import them into the game.
Love it.
This will be like market stalls and kind of a little, maybe crafting area and stuff too. Nick looks like he's ready to smash something.
Oh yeah.
Nick is always ready
I
to
can tell.
smash.
Let's go. Let's go.
Nick has been so patient, and he's like, "Listen, guys, enough is enough."
Mm-hmm. Nick begins to cast a spell.
Nice.
Nope.
Okay. Yep, I'm behind you. I'll come back and I'll show off the stores and stuff later, but yeah, let's get to
It's not
smashing.
really much more. A lot of that is empty. The stuff that you've seen so far is kind of the meat of it, the Cleric Guild and Rusty stuff. And so you can use tilde to auto attack. You can.
I've got a weird Swedish keyboard, so let me see.
Oh,
what's going
P
on.
also works.
Okay.
I'm gonna run to the guards because I'm gonna die. But when you get organized, we'll attempt that again.
Should work on your quest ASAP.
Yeah, 100%. I'll take a heal there, Sean.
Oh, good point. I can do that.
Don't worry, we're only going to force you to do this for the first little bit until we hit level 2, then we'll group up and we'll just rely on Nick keeping us alive.
I am
He's
a
been
very
frozen.
underrated healer when I'm paying attention.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's attack this guy. No!
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'll let you loot that guy.
Spiders aren't aggro. You can press C to consider them.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't thinking tab was in. I was clicking. Yeah, I was clicking on my portrait and. Okay.
Yep, tab will let you select
Gotcha.
yourself. Currently, for group members, you have to click on them in the world space. You can't do it through the UI. But
Pretty sure I need all of this.
sitting will 2x your regen, all the way from 1 to 2. Yes, our spider silks do stack. It's pretty crazy.
So I have a quest over here that to help me get my mage pet. So I think instead of killing spiders, if you focus on that, it's going to help propel us because the mage pet's pretty good. I'm
Okay.
going to let you maybe heal before we engage this pup. All right, let's do it.
We should run over there and try to snipe his quest mounds. Send him pictures of us deleting his essences.
It's mean.
What it's all about in the top, man.
This is a DPS racing server.
Going TLP rules. No FT and lawyer questing.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
See, this is why I don't like the clouds in. It's because when there's a massive cloud like this, everything is just so dull. Oh, there we go. Just as I say that, it's clearing. Just looks so muted. We added the clouds in yesterday. So these guys, I need to get a certain essence off them to get my first mage pet. So that's kind of the first thing mages will be doing.
I'm back, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
I will spare you the details, but there was a lot of crying and a lot of vomiting involved.
From you?
No. It would have been better if it was from me.
Where the hell is tilde on my keyboard?
Rely on that P instead.
Oh wow, on the Swedish keyboard it's actually only 2 keys away from the P. It's all the way far right.
Do you have the option to leave group on your screen, Ali?
Yes, I do.
Can you hit that? I think while you were gone, a bunch of people tried to invite you and maybe we bugged you out. So if you click that and catch up with Nick, he should be able to invite you.
Cool.
Thanks. So no luck yet. But this is good experience anyways.
Those elementals look like real elementals. Where do I sign up? Exactly.
Yeah, I saw them mention too about quests not being classic. Totally true. We are doing so. Our quests are kind of divided. So we have classes have quest lines that kind of come and go throughout their storyline, but it's definitely at the beginning. It gives you some stuff right away. It very quickly kind of sets you off and lets you decide your own goals. But everybody for the first level or two is given some specific things to do. It also will recommend you into the city quest line that kind of tells the story of the quests. There'll also be deity quest lines. There's jobs, which are kind of one-offs out in the world, and then there's gigs, which are repeatable things, like crush bone belts and things of that nature.
Cool.
We're pretty torn at the beginning. I'm not a big hub fan where you just move, you do all your stuff here, then you move to the guard tower and there's 10 quests there, then you move to the little town on the outskirts, do 10 quests there. I'm not really a huge fan of it, but
yeah,
I do like the thought of having a little bit of a hand-holdy experience right at the start. I just like a goal, and then my whole thing is once players start making their own goals, that's when the game, I think, gets super addictive. And we want to try and get players doing that as quick as possible. Like even small stuff, getting the satisfaction of saving up for a really awesome spell that you're excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. So there is a bit of a linear, I'd say, quest right at the start for every class, but I think it feels pretty nice. We haven't dipped into yours yet because I'm trying to get my pet here, but
Oh no, it's fine.
it's funny. Every time I've done this, I've complained to Kyle because I instantly get my essence that I need, and I'm like, ugh, I wish it was more of a grind. And now we've killed 5 elementals.
Which
Haven't
is
gotten it
great.
yet, so yeah,
This is my type of
I know
gameplay.
you specifically don't mind the grind, so I'm
I love it.
pumped about that. Yeah.
I'll say, Hidden Tree, that I've been following you on Twitter for a very long time. Probably about 2 years or something like that.
Oh wow. Okay, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So you've seen some of the earlier iterations of my stuff, then?
Yeah, I used to send them to Sean to tell him, look at this cool game.
Yeah, I was mentioning that. I was mentioning that when we were getting set up earlier.
That's awesome. Yeah. I was saying to Sean, the version before this version, where it was low poly with point filtered textures and stuff, that's I think, if I was being honest with myself, that's my dream game that I want to make, but I just couldn't do it solo. I just didn't have the art skills or I didn't have the pipeline figured out how I'd make all the models to that style and hand create the world and stuff like that. So
yeah, that was the version I was always sending screenshots over to Sean, and that was kind of some early inspiration for us.
Yeah, we were so amped on it.
And it like I said, it's probably it's like my dream game and my dream style. But before I met Kyle and Modest and Devin and Skeeter and the team, like it's really lonely and difficult, right? To keep yourself motivated for that long. And the voxel world has been so important to me because it's added all. I've talked to you about this before, Sean, but it's added all these constraints that actually drive all kinds of great creativity. So, like, I can't spend too much time, worrying about the world because now, the world's made of blocks and I can create the world in the game, and I can't worry too much about lighting because now the voxel engine takes care of that, and I can't worry too much about or worry as much about pathing because now it's blocks, and it takes all these really hard concepts of an MMO, at least for me being solo, and really these constraints has kind of propelled us to get to the next level of this project. So it's been good in a lot of ways, but John and I have an agreement that when Project N, after its 7th expansion, and after I've done my 7th expansion, we're going to join forces and make this crazy game.
Nice.
I was caught up in inventory land. Yeah, I think it's fortunate when people can find good constraints sort of early on. The projects I've seen sort of spin their wheels the longest are the ones that didn't just either set some constraints for themselves or happen upon them. And so, yeah, I'm a huge fan of constraints. And, when we're talking about tools and stuff like that earlier, I think, again, not having tools that you purposely have kind of limited in a sense are really helpful in just hammering out content.
I love this beach. I just want to say that. Wow.
You love the what?
The beach.
Yeah.
Swim in it. Oh my god.
Swimming does work. Just added a couple days ago. It's a little buggy, but you should be able to jump in and not fall through the world like you used to.
So from chat real quick.
I was wondering about that.
Beowulf, I think I was thinking the same thing. When we were talking about the quest lines and giving some purpose early on when we were over at the elemental pond. I was thinking the same thing. Like Kunark showed that you can provide that direction early on, and it's really great, and then have that be something that sort of lasts with the character without it feeling so at no point did that feel like theme parky or too directed. And then Fargo was asking about the previous game. Fargo, is it still on your Twitter?
Yes. And I can scroll down and find a shot that captures the essence of it for sure.
Oh, I think we got it.
I might have missed this. Is there spell hotkeys?
Yes. Do you have them memorized onto your left bar yet?
Yes.
So once you have that, if you left click and hold, it will turn into a gem, which then you can put down onto your hotbar.
Nice. Very EQ.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and kind of what you're saying with that content, I like, just with, you still wake up and you just have a note, right? And I love that, like, the whole world is your playground. But for modern audiences, I think it's very good to give them an initial thing. And like I said, it's very small at the beginning, just kind of walks you through the stuff to do for the first level or two. But it also kind of suggests things to you. Like I said, it points you towards the city quest line without being too heavy-handed in doing so. It encourages you to look at the spell merchant, and then that allows you to set up your own goals. You're just going to see, I see spells for level 4 and they cost a bunch of money. So that you create some goals there for yourself.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, some of the shots that you had on Twitter of like the city, being in a city, some of those are really, really nice.
What I was gonna say though, Sean, on constraints is, that's one of the advantages that your team has, is that I had to learn that, right? I did what everybody does when they're excited about making a game, is you You download every single asset in like the asset store, whether or not it be Unity or Unreal or whatever, and then you go that route and realized, oh, I can't do this because every model is 100,000 tries, and I'm just going to spend all my time trying to figure out how to get more than 10 frames per second and all that. And then, slowly reduced scope, and this, like I said, I think this voxel type world landed exactly like where I needed to be to achieve my goals. But it sounds like you guys skipped a bunch of the stuff where you just waste a bunch of time. So I'm pretty pumped about where you guys are, the direction Project N is going and stuff like that. Seems like you cut out a lot of that learning.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely something that's been, on our mind from the onset. So, and it's been something that, I know I've been thinking about for quite a while as well, seeing other projects over the years. It's just one of those things where I've seen a lot of wasted time and effort. Cool. If I miss something in chat, or if I have trouble keeping up sometimes when we're talking, I'm actually just completely engrossed in the game.
Oh, a null pop.
So I usually, as you can tell, it's getting darker and eventually it'll be pitch black. I usually adjust the time of day, but I can do whatever you guys think. I can leave it for now. There's no light spells, so it's kind of like you don't have anything to battle it yet, but those are planned. So let me know when people get sick of it, because I like it bright, but
I think our folks will appreciate it, being dark and scary.
Yeah, we really like the dark.
Okay.
To a fault, to be honest.
And I'm the same. I just, right now, when you don't have any ways to battle it, like I want, all kinds of really neat light spells and things like that. I just kind of feel bad forcing everybody to play in pitch black. But
speaking of which, who did your effects? The effects I've seen so far are great. That summon effect was wonderful.
Thanks. Yeah, most of it is we have we're just using the stock Unity particle system, and a lot of these I think some of the particles are in like a low, I don't know if you call it like low resolution particle effect, like library. It just has but because it's so low resolution, it's literally like 5 pixels, some of them, that just add a bunch of the particle options to, and all of a sudden it looks great. Like, it takes very little effort to make a spell look good for this game.
Yeah, we have some tools for doing them as like meshes. If you see some of the smoke and even that flame there, where it converts them to meshes. But yeah, most of it's custom pixel. And I just did a big import of a ton of different just little pixel art shapes that are kind of fun. So we're working on getting more spell effects in via those. So yeah, it's the just Unity Shuriken system.
Yeah, it's deceptively simple for our style, which is nice.
Look at how badass this eyeball looks.
Yeah, we there's a little, don't sell that guy, because there's a little quest for it that's decent experience.
Okay. Hey, Fat Matt. Hey, Orc Boy.
And yes, sorry, it does save to a database, NPCs, loot tables, spawn points, all of that, and we have web tools that are maturing all the time and are already quite good for adding in content. So it allows us also to rapidly develop. The other cool thing is the entire world is in a database as well. It doesn't exist within the Unity scene. There is no world. It streams in as chunks from the database.
So Geo as well?
Yep, everything.
Nice.
When you first load the game, everything is streamed to you, the entire world. So there's nothing in the client.
That's really cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it is really, it's pretty neat. And like I said, I'll maybe show some stuff at the end when we're nearing the end of the stream. But you might have been AFK when we were talking about it, but most of this world that you're seeing here, especially in the city, is built in engine. So like while the game is running, though, we can have a world builder here, just adding another building while we're adventuring. Like, it's all possible in the game. And this castle, for example, I built by hand in the game, block by block, just to mess around with.
I got him off you, Nick.
I'm going to quickly sell, Sean, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to turn the lighting up, I think, a bit, unless we really strongly want to play in pitch black.
Can we see pitch black first?
Yes.
Cool.
I won't mention it again, but I feel bad because
Why?
it seems
It's
so,
perfect.
I don't know.
We can see.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd let it get a bit darker and then maybe swap it to real early morning after we've
Yeah, I'll
taste
put
of
like
the dark.
4 a.m. or something.
We just almost wiped though, guys. This is,
Nice.
like, seriously tough.
Yeah. Yep, even in a 3-man whacking level 1s, it gets deadly.
Yeah.
This merchant over here, Sean, is kind of another little goal that I like to set for myself, but she sells a pretty good set of newbie armor that you can save up and buy a piece, one piece at a time.
Yeah, I was eyeballing some of the stuff on the other. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So she has some pretty reasonable. Yeah, the other stuff is kind of like was test stuff, and we priced it so high that no one could afford it. But this stuff is reasonable, and I try and grind this set as quick as I can because the AC actually makes a massive difference. So if you can buy a couple pieces, I'd suggest it.
Yeah, where am I at? I've got 1 silver and 15 copper.
So you can afford the gloves, it looks like, and that's pretty much it. But I've been a bit of a loot whore.
Yeah, you have
I
been.
hope-
I didn't, make any comments since I'm a guest, but I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I hope my teammates don't mind because they've been killing stuff and I've just been looting stuff, to be honest.
Nice. You should be able to afford a couple pieces then.
Never loot.
There is a question of how long has this been in development?
It will be close. It sounds depressing, but it'll be close to 5 years. Pretty much.
That's counting
But
the previous
like
direction and stuff.
Yeah, and that screenshot that I shared, there was a version before that was full, like, I would say high fidelity using, speed tree and all that stuff.
Oof.
So, which I would never be able to ship that game. I could work on that game for 15 years by myself, and it would just end up being a giant disaster.
So yeah, all of that kind of goes into the server. I think you said most of what's there for the server is going on like 2 years, right? Even more.
Yeah, like the networking is probably 3 or 4 years old now because the networking I figured out for that first version. So it's decently solid.
Say we've definitely ramped up on the production side over the course of the last 3 months. So all of the art was 16 by 16, very Minecraft looking and stuff like that. And so a lot of the world content quests and stuff have come online in the past 2 months, and now we're kind of cooking with fire.
Yep.
Expanded out the team, really getting the pipelines and tools all hammered out. So
Just to answer Beowulf's question, because I get it a lot, is I will probably never do a Kickstarter ever, and will never crowdfund. And I will wait till the game is fully playable and let people come in and experience it. But I will never do a Kickstarter as long as I'm running it. The only way I'd ever do a Kickstarter is if the game was already perfect and it was more of like a marketing exercise and say, hey, come, check out the game, and there was some value there, but I'll never do a Kickstarter. Ever.
Right on.
Too much weirdness and stigma right now, unless the industry changes a bit.
Yeah.
And like I think there's other ways to. Oh, this is not my corpse to loot. I think there's other ways to get excitement around it, but we'll see.
Oof, all my looting and I've only made 8 copper.
yeah, it's
You know
brutal.
what? Spider silks are really good, and the skeleton weapons are really good, and a lot of other stuff is really bad. But spider silks, you can make a ton of money.
Quite a bit of it too, if you're observant and talk to people around town. A lot of them are repeatable quest turn-ins and stuff that'll net you a little bit more money than selling them. So something to keep in mind.
Oh, I don't even know if I can see what I'm hitting here.
I can
I'll let
see
you.
on my screen. I don't know if it's darker on the stream, Is it still seeable on the stream? My monitor where I see all of this stuff is really dark, so it's always hard for me to tell.
Yeah, this is pretty much max night, so
Yeah,
we
this
might
is
want
as
to.
dark as it gets. I'll
So
put
we
it
might
to
wanna-
like 4 a.m. and we'll see the sunrise.
Cool.
Look, I mean, I if it was up to me, I'd make it even darker. It's
Love
all
it.
good.
Well, if
Yeah.
you're here, there's quite a bit of lights like hanging in the trees and stuff. As you get out into the forest, it gets even more wicked. But yeah,
Yeah,
once the
sure,
light
yeah.
sources are in, we have no fear of that and love real dark areas.
Level 2.
Hey, Gratz.
Nice, grats.
Hot tub
Thank you.
streams as a suggestion for fundraising. For Project N for sure.
Oh, I just yeah. I wanted to ask, do we have? Are there bags?
Yes, there's a little quest that Sean did earlier that got. It's like you get a newbie bag pretty easily. But maybe Kyle can like point you in the right direction for that. But the bags are in.
How close are
Nice.
you to 2, just because then you can do your next cleric quest.
Ooh, yeah,
Nick.
I dinged.
Oh, Gratz. I wasn't really paying attention.
If you press I, Allie, where are you? How close are you to?
Yeah.
that was
No,
not
I'm
a good
a
deal.
bubble away.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm 50%. Never mind.
Are you looting these things?
I
lied.
did not loot. I just immediately started sitting to try to get mana back.
Oh, look at you being a good cleric.
Told you,
No, pups are so
super
cute.
underrated.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
I feel bad killing them, to be honest.
They're so
I like
cute.
their
Let's
little
bash their heads in.
frowns. Yeah. So we see it's getting a little bit lighter out.
They
Are
have-
there hot? Sorry, go ahead.
Gunner in the hot tub, nice.
There's some very they have a very sympathetic storyline too. As you go through in the Knolls, you can discover what they've been through, why they're like this. They also have different factions. Some that are more interesting in just trading with the humans, and others that are want them all dead sort of deal. So it'll hurt your heart even more as you go around murdering them.
I like that. What was I gonna ask? Are there hotkeys for targeting party members?
No, not yet. We have a giant backlog of that kind of stuff, and
Yeah, I mean,
You have to
I know the
physically
feeling.
click
I was
you
about
have to
say,
physically click on them, but yeah, you can tab to swap to targeting yourself.
Yeah.
Which is not what tab targeting means, but that's how it works right now.
Yeah,
poor
all
guy.
good.
I am gonna quickly sell again if that's okay, and I'm gonna actually grab that bag that you have because
Okay,
looting's kind of, and maybe we can afford a couple more armor pieces here.
good point. I do have a sword to sell. Oh, and I am next level, so I should investigate what that means.
Yep, you should go talk to your dude for sure.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, we have a massive Kanban with all the stuff that's on backlog, and yeah, hundreds of issues. I'd say 90% of them Nick generated.
That's awesome. I mean, I think it's good. I always tell my team like I always would rather have it collected and then we can sort it and prioritize it. But
Yeah,
that's great. We have probably a similar deal, but I have lots of these little nitpicky quality of life things, and when I get motivated to work on something, I'll choose usually some hard technical problem. So it's been it's pretty tough. I mean, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I'm the same. I mean, I poke fun at Nick, but actually, it's been very good.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of polish, man. I'm sure there's the obvious ones like you're saying, like targeting and stuff like that, but there must be hundreds of little usability things that we're gonna have to chip away at slowly.
I'm kind of the weirdo that likes to do some quality of life stuff, like every now and again, like to decompress from all the data structure and iteration, system iteration stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I've
will
been-
say the one advantage of that stuff for me is that if it's client work, it's fun and enjoyable and it's easy, and like that's what's nice about it. So targeting, I just have to work in Unity, which is great, because when I'm doing server stuff, it can get a little more complicated.
Yeah, I've been doing game dev pretty much my whole life, in like 15 years on Unity now, and it's everybody tells you, don't worry about that polish and the quality of life things, get everything up and running, and I totally love and agree with that advice. But like for me personally, like I've got to be able to show it off and see some things actually working and get other people excited to have the motivation to work through it. So I'd rather spend some of that time up front and get those things going to keep me going rather than just abandon yet another project.
Makes sense.
A really great spell for you to get when you can afford it is that Dull Senses, because that's a lull which we'll need for later on.
All right, I gotta save up then, because that last
Oh,
haul.
I kind of forgot about that. We got to funnel all the money to you for sure.
Yeah, that last haul was like 5 copper.
Yeah, we should kill some spiders.
Big money. Nick, did you go to your trainer?
I did. I got a quest, right?
Yeah, cool.
Did you? I didn't get a quest, guys.
You talked to your trainer?
Hmm.
What did he say?
Let's read it out. Novice, this threat is no light matter. Seek out the arisen dead spotted near the eastern ruins and see if they carry clues on the source of this abomination. I swear he said something else to me. Okay, well this makes a whole lot more sense.
So that's he did, so that's like reminder text of what you're doing.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it was a lot of words before, and I got too excited and I ran off. I'll admit it.
I've been trying to make them a bit more concise while saying, but yeah, they're
Not in a bad way.
If you still have your Null Eye, we can hand that in. I don't know if you remembered to hold on to it.
Yeah, we should kill these.
I do have a
monsters.
Null Eye.
Okay, let's go. There's a guy up here that would be interested in it. Spoiler.
Are you a Arrested Development fan at all, Sean?
Yes, but I'm really, really bad at remembering quotes or.
This gets my little Arrested Development reference. Warden Gentles.
A little bit of a boost. Got some money.
Excuse the unease, I'm quite distracted. See those gnolls? They gather in increasing numbers and observe our every movement. We must cull their many eyes from our turf. Poor gnolls. $6 copper, nice. Alright, so Warden Gentles, the reference. Is it from the prison, or am I just...
Yep.
But I don't remember the significance of the character. I remember you can make a soup with it.
I can't keep up with all the references that Kyle's putting into the game.
Good afternoon, evening. How's EverCraft treating
Yeah, that was
y'all so
James
far?
Lipton.
Very good. Thank you very much, Topolsky. No, it's going great. It'll be worthwhile if you just got in to check out the VOD and see some of the gameplay earlier and us running around.
I may have just killed Ollie.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was pretty funny.
James Lipton was the warden?
PvP
Yeah,
is
James.
lightly enabled.
I need to go
Not on
through it again. I need to watch it again with Jasmine, but I could have sworn when we tried to watch it, the references... actually, I'm thinking of Curb. We got to try it out. Her English is fantastic. She'll figure it out.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry if it gets too annoying me dropping off randomly, I can step out, but my daughter's having a bit of a tough night.
Oh, sorry to hear that. No, we took care of it. Nick killed you, so.
Nice, okay. Gosh darn it.
When I'm low on health, you can just betray me. It's fine.
How
So-
close are you to 2? I was just seeing if we could get both of you guys at the same time.
76%.
I guess we
Ooh,
should do what
bandits.
your guild leader said before we do anything exciting, like kill some bandits. So let's go over to the ruins,
Go to the ruins, purge some undead.
purge some undead.
So
What you're built
Ash
for.
and J. Edgar, this is a game that's in development, and yeah, if you go back through the VOD, it definitely covers a lot of ground with regards to how long it's been in development and who's working on it and things like that. But yeah, there you go. There's a website that'll help as well. And we've got the developers on the stream with us right now.
These guys are going to be a little tougher because they're going to be level 2, but with the pet, I'm hoping we'll be okay here. Do your job, Goner.
Step behind them. Let's try to clear out the rest of this knoll camp. Ooh, is that the name?
So I'll let
Yeah.
you loot
I'll
till
back
you
the
get your
names
thing.
up.
Ooh.
I don't know if we can single them out of there though.
So we're looking for these arisen.
So I don't know how much like of the technical stuff you want to share on stream. So are you happy with me asking questions or?
That's up to the boss, man.
Hmm?
I'm fine with it. I love talking about that
Oh
stuff.
no, yeah, it's more of a what of your secrets do you want to spill? You
Oh, I
guys
have zero
nerd out all
secrets.
you want.
I'm willing to talk about it as much as you want.
Bargo, thank you for the follow.
I think you mentioned earlier you were on Unity, right?
Correct.
Cool.
Yep, this is all in Unity.
Nice, nice. It's a cool engine, I have to say. Coming into it with almost no Unity experience is easy to pick up.
Yeah, I'm a huge Unity fan. You have to be like directly over those
Okay.
bodies pretty much to loot them. I think
Cool.
it's just a distance thing when you try and click those, by the way.
No worries. Now I know.
Yep.
I love these ruins.
Yeah, they're again, Devin put these together for us again in game. So we just kind of built it in engine as we were playing, and they really turned out well. And I think the ruins might hold some more secrets later on, but we'll have to see. Sorry, Ali, I interrupted you.
No worries at all. Feel free to. Because I'm the kind of person that doesn't know when to shut up, to be honest. I wanted to ask you. Are you into any of this new like scriptable render pipelines, or have you gone
So
on?
we've experimented with a bunch of it. This game, the actual rendering of the voxel world is a set of incredible tools and shaders called voxel play. Because I'm pretty good, but I'm more of a generalist when it comes to everything, art and game dev and server tech and all that stuff. Like I do it all, but I wouldn't say I'm like a ultra expert on anything. Maybe the networking, but shaders, which powers this entire voxel rendering pipeline, is a tiny bit still dark magic to me. I can tinker around and get things working how I want them to, but for me to have also created this rendering engine for the voxels would be really, really, I think that would be super challenging for me. So, roundabout way to say voxel play does allow us to upgrade to URP, but we tried and we ran into a few other things and a few other kind of like the way things looked and the way things behave. I firmly believe that URP is going to be the future of Unity. I just think it's a little early, at least for this project, for us to fully commit to it. So I probably didn't do a great job of answering your question, but this is the standard pipeline for now. And
Yeah.
we'll constantly reevaluate when URP is going to work for us. And that's where I would like to get to, but it's just, it's not, I don't think it's quite there yet for what we want to do. So I want the shader graph and stuff like that. I'm super pumped about all the sweet
It's
URP
nice.
features.
It's a nice addition, I'll tell you.
Totally.
We use it extensively.
Yeah. So I'm jealous of that, but yeah, we're gonna probably get there in the next few months.
Yeah, it's look, we've had a similar experience, to be honest. So we're on HDRP.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
Good for you.
I you know, TBD.
Yeah.
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 I'm a little extra hesitant just because I was there for LWRP too, for lightweight, and then that got fully deprecated. So that was, quite the burn. And URP is coming along awesome. Really excited about it, but yeah, it's still a ways off. And then there are different assets to essentially give you shader graph in URP and other. So there are options for that kind of benefit, but it does definitely come with its performance benefits and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're just gonna monitor how it matures, and like Ryan was saying, we have gone through upgrading to it, but then we kind of in a branch, if you will. There's just some things missing right now that we really want to maintain. So
yeah. Just I don't know if you've checked it out in the most recent update, but the most recent what's it called LTS version adds. Oh, sorry, Nick. Yeah, the most recent version of it adds a lot of the features that were previously things that were must-haves for us, at least. And URP is what I'm talking about. Things like point lights, which is you'd think is quite basic, like a quite basic feature, but URP only just got it 4 months
Which is,
ago.
I mean, that's it's just the perfect example. Whoops.
Yeah.
Of why lighting in general, we had all kinds of problems with, and all the things that I'm used to figuring out how to solve in Unity, shadow maps flickering and stuff like that, upgrade to URP, all of that's happening over again, and I just don't have it in me right now to sort through all these problems while it's still being figured out.
Yeah.
And everything visually in standard for us, this game looks exactly like I want it to, and we do, I will say, the asterisk is we do get a bit of a frame rate bump when we move to URP, which is again why I want to, but it's just the game doesn't look as nice, so I'm not willing to make that sacrifice yet.
I love this feel right here. It's nice and just cool. Shaded. Oh, that's good.
Totally. Did you get your thingy yet or no?
I forget. What am I supposed to be gathering? Skulls?
It should look pretty. It should look pretty cool. It should be like an essence or something. Essence's arena, maybe.
Wait.
Yeah, he has 2 on him.
Yeah. Sorry, I saw I thought those were the same as the ones that you can get from the vendor, and I didn't even mouse over it.
Looks like you have 3 of and you have 3 of 4 skulls you need.
Nice. No, I should have now 4. Oh, damn it. Okay, you're right. Okay.
Looks like 3 skulls and you have 2 essences.
Go ahead and do some selling and see if you can afford a spell or 2.
Cool.
That'd be nice.
I have now officially ninja'd enough loot to almost afford a full set of leather.
That's actually really good, because the last couple pieces are super expensive.
I got the chests, pants, and gloves.
Holy crap.
And that is how you know someone's a ninja looter.
Yeah, I was wondering why I'm so poor.
You'll have to tank for the group then.
Yeah,
you were
looks
definitely
like
have the most AC.
Which eye am I supposed to not sell? Spider or Null?
No.
No lies. You can take
Alright.
those up to Warden Gentles up the ramparts.
So this is
Yeah.
the area that Warden Gentles was looking over, Sean. So there's a little mini like static null camp here that you can hang out at if you want to. So it looks like I see a Nick corpse. I see 2 Nick corpses.
Damn.
Yeah.
We got the named twice in a row,
Oh, nice.
but one of them cost us Nick's life, but it was worth it. I got 2 no eyes from it.
Small price to pay.
Yeah, that's right.
Just carnage.
It's carnage.
All right, so I was also trying to get Discord to show the overlay of people speaking. I was over here clicking around trying to get that figured out, but it didn't do it. So let me look again, just because I think it might be cool as you guys are talking about stuff to see who's saying what for those interested. Or those of you in chat, have you been able to follow along? Okay, is it good? I'm assuming audio levels are okay. No one's complained. It's just you guys are talking about great stuff, so I don't want to have people miss any of it. All right, so skulls are for the quest. I need one more. Essence of Zarina. I immediately just thought it was a crystallite of mana. I wasn't thinking about reuse of drag icons, which I think is brilliant. So cool. And
Probably, I don't know if we'll let you, but oh no, it probably won't. But I think when you go to hand that in, you should unstack it because I might have a problem with that. So,
okay.
Yeah, make sure you just hand
How
it
very
one.
EQ.
Yeah, totally.
Love it.
Not even on purpose too, just actual laziness.
Spider egg
That's what-
sack.
We were laughing because like we have a bit of a grouping bug where you have to like leave an empty group and all this stuff, and it's just honestly it just seems so much like EQ, like we did it on purpose almost.
Yeah, we have gremlins of our own in the same like area.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It used to be that if someone had an invite pending and then they camped out, it would crash the whole server.
So a couple things from chat. Let's see. This is a generalized question. How do you all not freak the F out showing your work to people like this? I guess being proud of and confident in the work, but still.
Oh, that's really, really nice. Thank you.
And
Probably we'd be freaking out a little more if the server, even a few weeks ago, was very, very fragile. So I probably would be freaking out because it's like Ali said, you do some weird thing and like just crashes the server, and all of a sudden it's happening every few minutes, and then it ruins the whole stream. Like, I'd be pretty disappointed. But the server's been pretty stable lately, so we managed to do like a test and a big dungeon crawl and everything. What was that, last week, Kyle? So we're feeling pretty good that it can at least withstand some light play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week.
I'm still freaking out though. Like, Sean's ex-dev of the inspiration for this whole project I'm working on. Like, this is a great moment for me that I've been working towards for years. So no, I'm internally freaking out.
I appreciate that. You have no reason to freak out.
I'm fanboying a little bit myself. I mean, the EverQuest is a very special game to a lot of us, and getting to show this off is just awesome. But yeah, we did have that test like a week ago. Things have really been getting shored up, so that feels really good. We had a peak of 8 people in and did a full dungeon crawl and everything. So, but then we also, we're always in development, and so much has changed just in the past 2 days. But we had a pens down 2 days ago to make sure everything was playing and we didn't have any major crashes or anything. So.
Hey Keeps, it's a generic username, bro. Thank you for the follow. There was another comment here that was seconded. I have a complaint. I want this game to be launched so I can play the shit out of it, followed by a same. So you guys are onto something.
Well, make sure you pop into our Discord, because we aren't just saying this to to bait people into joining, we do want to kind of have a couple Discord test events where we get as many people in as possible and crash the server and stuff like that. So it'd be fun to keep breaking the record. I think the record right now is 8. But it'd be fun to get 20 people or a few groups jamming on it. So we're gonna plan to have that soon.
And that kind of goes back to the previous question, though, that Tyron asked. So to sort of interject some of our thinking as well and see where the overlap is. Honestly, I think there's something to this approach. We'll see if there winds up being like a big gotcha as we're doing Project N. I'm sure, I can think of a number of risks of being very open in your development. That said, if those risks don't turn out to either happen or be as bad as I could potentially envision something like that being, I think there's something to the approach of being very upfront with your work a lot earlier and engaging the community pretty much from the onset, because companies always talk about like, oh yeah, we're building this with the consumer in mind and we're getting the feedback, blah blah blah, but they spend so much time in development before they even actually see real customers. I don't know, I think there's just something to I'm hoping there's something to the approach of just being upfront from the onset and developing and then sharing and getting people in and playing shit and getting feedback like from day one. We'll see how it works out.
No, I agree with that. And I think the other way around, where you get your concept art and you get your ideas together and you start to sell, like literally sell those, and then try and keep those promises, I don't think I would sleep at night. That would be just too much for me. So I think this way, I'm pretty excited about. I'm never gonna have NDAs and all of this stuff. I want people to come in and play and experience it, and as much as they can, without ruining it. We talked about this the other day. I don't think we'll have a slow burn early access type thing where people can come in and gobble up the content as we make it, because then when the game does launch, it will be, that magic will kind of be gone. It'd be fun to have this whole world where people are dropped into without knowing what's going on, but we'll see. It's just a content exercise at that point.
Yeah, we've been talking about that with our proof of concept, is just keeping it and constantly iterating within those same handfuls of zones. Keep it, a minimal amount, and try not to spoil too much of the lore, and try not to basically expose everybody to the world early on, and then use that to prove out the concepts in the game and see if there's actually something there. And if there is, then find a way to basically go broad while still maintaining a reason for people to stick around and continue to be community while we're doing that.
Really, and this whole island is actually just kind of like this is our vertical slice test. So this island doesn't really fit into the world anyway. It's just we want to have, and again, I've said this a bunch before, but we want to have one of everything and have it work perfectly. So, one town and one dungeon, and have one of every type of spell and one of every type of class, and have one of every weird type of quest, and just prove out the entire game on this island to make it this fun experience where you can do everything the game has to offer. And we have some neat, features that will be very specific to our game, which we haven't talked about yet, but that's the concept for this island. So so we're not spoiling too much in terms of exploration, stuff like that. Like this island may not even exist in the final game. Did you handed in your essence and everything went okay?
Yeah, so I handed in the essence. I've kept the skull since I need one more. And I bought the lull.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That will be useful.
Datham asked about a butt slider.
Yeah, I think Ali asked for a bunch of nipple options to customize. So we'll add that to the super weird character creation requests.
Fetish mode.
I feel it's necessary, to be honest.
Yeah. There we go.
Whoa! I have a gold. How do I have a gold
Look
already?
at you.
Bitch.
Maybe buy another. Oh, there's a good buff you can buy. You can buy, I think it's minor durability. That would be pretty clutch if you can afford it.
Okay, I'll go check that out. And if I can't afford it, then I'm just going to buy a complete outfit and be fashionable.
Nice.
You can follow me, Allie. We'll go get yours. And cool. So yeah, Ali here needs to run over to the runes and get his piece, but then I've been hearing about this menace up the path from Leon that maybe we should all group up and look into.
Like that.
I went in the wrong spot.
You can get these guys their newbie bags as well if you haven't yet.
I believe Nick grabbed it. I'm not sure if I did.
Datham,
I don't have the bag.
am I confusing you with somebody else? I swear, I was watching Bobby's stream and he pronounced your name differently. Have I been doing it wrong the whole time? Or maybe am I thinking Larry? I saw you somewhere.
Who were you talking to?
Datham. Datham.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were talking.
No. Okay, minor
I've seen you
durability.
somewhere before. Yeah, minor durability is a great spell.
I got it.
Buff me. Nice.
I think.
I really like the quest text. Whoever's been writing the quest text is doing a great job.
Yep.
Well, that's
Probably
all
really
Kyle.
smart and really handsome too.
Yeah, it's a ton of work. I mean, obviously you guys know this, but it's that stuff is it's just an absolute ton of work. So Kyle's done a great job.
I was 12 when EQ came out, and it taught me so much vocabulary and interesting stuff. And now that's really become part of pop culture, and it's so much out there that like I still want to surprise with the language. So there's like just a ton of research put into a lot of the dialogue and naming, and some of it's intentionally corny and references, but then there's a lot of stuff. That's deep into the history of these processes. I spent hours, learning about how wool was manufactured in the medieval ages and things of
Nice.
that nature. Leads to things like blue was a very common dye at the time. So like Braith Blue Nail here on your left is her name as she works out with those kind of dyes.
So did you say we're gonna merge now?
Yeah, we're trying to get Allie a essence over here.
Okay, sweet. We'll hang out for a bit. Let's grind some spiders because I wouldn't mind getting us some more armor.
Cool.
Spiders seem to be the best source of money right now.
I love that. Did you see Landon's comment?
Oh, Landon's in chat.
Definitely.
Nice.
Landon here's a mod of the EverQuest Classic and Project Lantern Discord. If you don't know what those things are, look
Yeah,
those
if
up.
you
They're
don't know what
amazing
those
too.
things are, they're badass, and you should check them out. Maybe we can get a link to the Discord.
We can invite you while you're waiting if you want to get in on this action.
Nick?
Okay.
Or I think
got
Sean's
him.
actually the
Yep.
leader. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. So you said you were 12 playing EQ?
Yep, 99.
And for me, what wound up happening was I just got so engrossed in, like, I was constantly reading fantasy novels, and from a pretty young age, and it was the same thing, like vocabulary and curiosity just through the roof early on. My teachers didn't kind of get it, but then it's like, I think, oh, I'm getting attacked. Then when you show them your pile of like Dragonlance novels or whatever, then they appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, my English teacher would always make comments about like this, advanced vocabulary and being impressed and stuff like that with the surprising verbiage. And it's, I'm just sitting there going, it's all EverQuest.
And you get all this really strange, obscure knowledge, like of gems and of all this stuff, and it always cracks me up. How I'm just like, oh, my main knowledge of gems in real life is from this game 20 years ago. Like, that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, like rose quartz and
All that
lapis
stuff.
lazuli and all that stuff. Yeah,
It's really, really funny. And there's other examples too. Sometimes I laugh because people are like, how do you know that? I'm like, not sure. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's
Oh.
for sure EverQuest.
I made a mistake here. I think I aggroed your pet.
I'll banish him. Yeah, that's on our bug list.
Sorry.
No. It's
Trying to
totally
heal
not
him,
your
and then
fault.
I hit him with my hammer.
I'd be
Yeah,
more
no,
sorry
no
for
problem.
you. He'd probably wreck you.
Yeah, he was wrecking me.
Peridot, Cat's Eye Agate, Ruby Black Sapphire. I was 10 when playing EQ. I actually probably learned the most of the trade skills and all of the ingredients involved. Also, of course, all the different weapons. Oh man, that's such a fun way to go. I spent a lot of my time just sitting in the library on base when my dad was working or whatever. Fortunately, army libraries tended to be pretty good, I think. And I was just always thumbing through the various like medieval weapon book, shit like that. So it's rad that people learned it from game.
Super cool. And like I'm sure there's tons of people in the same boat as me, but I learned how to type because of EQ also. So like I was a very slow typer, and then all of a sudden I needed to tell someone that we had an ad, and then all of a sudden you learn to type really fast.
It's definitely a different level of typing, but yeah, I'd say I learned mine from Mario Teaches Typing.
Nice.
I learned from Typing of the Dead.
Mine was from Blackborough.
And I think it dates all of us.
I learned
hard out.
I learned catfishing from begging for gold.
That's funny.
I like the weapon like view models too, and I like that there's not like a head bob. Like the first person view is like really nice to look at, and yeah, I really like that. That's something that I mentioned for Project N is if we do first person, I would like for us to do first person right, and this is kind of how I envision it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on it, and I am it's going to be first person only, which is going to immediately just like whatever, we're going to have 20% of people are just going to be enraged by that, but it's pretty core to what we're trying to do. And other games have been successful with being first person only for a long time, like Minecraft, so people are just going to have to suck it up and watch their backs manually by turning around. And we'll see. We'll see how much pushback we get, but I don't think I'll ever add a third person.
Well, someone, I don't know if it's T-Con, somebody earlier said that, just given the style of this, it's bound to bring so many new people into the genre and expose them to that classic feel. I think when we first talked about this, that was my thought immediately as well. And so
tries to scroll out with their mouse button right from the start, and I'm like, whoops, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, but if the Minecraft kids come in here, then they'll be fine.
Yeah, I know
Totally.
a certain percentage of them will come in expecting more of the Minecraft systems and stuff like that, and a lot of them might, immediately bail after that. But I'm hoping that, there's a subset that stick around and learn the charm of these truly social games, because that's what I think is mostly missing from MMOs now. So many of them have no reason to be online at all. They've taken out all social components, and that's going to be a big component of ours too. We're kind of in that coaster school of MMO design as well, trying to, or like Brad always talked about, design downtime and other just socially integrated elements. So one of my favorite memories from EQ is, running across the world and going to an inn in Kinos, and people actually came and listened to stories that you were telling of things that you saw. So we want to do stuff to develop playground knowledge where people are sharing information and trying to get people to congregate in certain areas. So we have some cool systems in development for that kind of thing.
Right on. Yeah.
Allie just finished his quest. So when you're done with that, Allie, if you just want to come up the path, did anybody happen to see Miss Spore Spotter, or did you guys skip right over that?
I saw her.
Yeah, we were just kind of grinding and talking, but yeah, we should maybe all go over and get some context for this these bandits.
Nice.
There's some items you guys are leaving behind here.
That's all for you.
I'm full. I'm so full of loot right now.
It's getting rich over there.
Nick, you should grab them if you don't.
There's some gloves on here. Kyle, to your point, sorry, it's quiet there at the end. Yeah, no, I agree. We spend a lot of time talking about that. And the more I dig into other forums or see videos on the topic or whatever, it's being discussed an awful lot lately. Let's see, I think, Nick, you just shared there was like some Reddit post that had like 750 replies to it that hits on that a little bit. And then I just watched Kevin Jordan, those guys, they had a stream, or they have a video they posted like over the weekend, and they were hitting on that some more. So it's out there. It's in the zeitgeist. The social aspect of it, and a lot of those old foundational principles are being discussed.
Definitely, that's great. Pretty excited about all these projects coming up to it, and I know it's been something that have been going on for a while, and something I worry will come to fruition. So I'm really excited about more of these classic styled MMOs.
Sean, man, you even buffed me. I don't know. I'm pretty impressed.
Thank you.
You've been clericing really well. I always thought Nick was doing 99% of the work when I watch you guys on stream. But
99% of the time, Nick is doing 99% of the work, but every once in a while, I will actually push buttons.
When you gotta step up, I guess you step up.
I really enjoyed. So I never played a cleric before Eridune launch, and so I started a couple other tunes and then decided to try cleric, and I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun on my cleric there. So I think for Mischief coming up this week, Nick, we still need to talk and figure that out, but I wouldn't mind playing another gnome cleric.
Pretty cool. Yeah, clerics are fun.
Definitely. We also had a question about what like core mechanics are going to deviate. I'm a little hesitant to answer that just because, you know, it goes through a process of iteration. We definitely think that there is some classes in EQ that could use more love. We love the idea of like preparedness classes where you have to do things behind the scenes and be more ready for your adventures that you're going on. So you could think of things like, you know, crafting traps and things like that you might use in the wilds. We have some other systems that are little plays on it. So figuring out things like money sinks is very important, and weapon mechanics.
In terms of, yeah, and I mean, you hit on it all, but in terms of what's going to be different than EQ, this is honestly almost like a tech demo at this point. We're pumped that we can run around, group, cast spells, kill monsters. We haven't implemented any of those systems. We have a couple systems, which we're not going to talk about yet, that are wildly different from EQ that will tie into a lot of how the game works, and will make exploring fun. And I'm going to be super vague, but there is going to be some systems that will be very different than EQ. So, but it will have that familiar feel, like what you guys are experiencing now will be, you know, a lot of that core game loop will still be there.
Is there any plans for PvP, or is that too early to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, like you saw, like by accidentally killing Ali and stuff, like it wouldn't be hard. Yeah, in quotes, yeah. It wouldn't be tough. It's not something we're focusing on. I want crazy, unbalanced classes where this guy is great at soloing and this dude does crazy damage, but this guy is able to survive better in the wild, and this guy, like, I want that imbalance. So we're focusing on that first, which maybe sounds, you know, silly, but we want interesting, this guy's bugged, interesting classes, and not worrying about balancing every class perfectly for PvP. I think that would really stifle our creativity at this point, but so I think PvP is technically very possible, but you know, gameplay mechanics wise, it's definitely very low on the list.
There's been the reduction and homogenization of classes in MMOs is something that we're generally concerned with too. Speaking back to that, you know, social interactions and relying on each other. There's a lot of synergy between the classes, and we really want to make sure that they help each other excel. So when you PvP balance, a lot of times really enforces reduction of classes and homogenization of classes, and we don't want that. So, but like you saw, the mechanics are there and working, so a lot of that is just being toggled off. So in the future, you know, dual mechanics or arena areas could definitely be a possibility.
Yeah, speaking of PvP, PvE, and combat, what have been some of your methodologies in getting things I mean, not balanced, but not broken.
It's really hard. It's actually a problem we have right now, and I can plug the fact that we're looking for someone to help us with those problems. That balance stuff is incredibly complicated, and we iterate on it. But for example, we were having a problem where the paladin newbie experience was just absolutely unforgiving. So we're like, oh, we could adjust the mobs, or we could adjust the starter weapon they started with, or we could adjust, how AC is calculated, or we could adjust how, the list of permutations that we could go through to get that paladin newbie experience fixed is like unlimited. So it's a challenge, and I think I'm a programmer, so the ways that I want to solve it through simulation and stuff like that, and simulate 1,000 fights and see where XYZ ends up and stuff like that. But there's also a lot of classical game dev principles that we could probably apply to it. But it's a great question, Ali, and I am not embarrassed to say that we don't have that fully figured out.
Yeah, Ali, you need to leave the other group.
Yeah,
Okay, I've just done.
Thank you very much, Cryptini. I didn't want to interrupt them, but I appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's something we are thinking about quite a bit. By the way, if anyone could throw me an invite, it would be
Yep.
very
You
appreciated.
good now?
Yes, cool.
Boom, great.
Yeah, look at this full group. not- Not as full as it could be, but full as we're gonna get.
So these guys have amazing loots. Make sure you look out because some of it's just sell junk. Some of it says quest on it for some reason. All humanoids can drop crafting pieces, which can also be turned in for quests. And yeah.
So
Oh, look at
customers that
Nick.
they
Look
have
at
some
Nick
super
actually
rares, too.
lulling. I
of
love it.
Yeah.
course he is.
Yeah, lull mechanics are one of very early thing in, which is just great because you think of it as a really complicated system,
Anyone need a buff, by the way?
I'm still good. Actually, I probably only have 30 seconds left on mine on hidden, or I guess on elemental.
So does spell range scale with level?
Yeah, right now it's very tiny, and I kind of like it tiny, and it's one of those progression things that we'll play with. But yeah, right now we set it up in the web tool, and everybody's just set it pretty low. But I don't mind having that as a mechanic that grows with you, because yeah, it's pretty restrictive right now.
Your lull's pretty decent, but then like your nuke with a flame, we don't want clerics to just be all nukey. So like your wit of flame is very short range, whereas like elementals, fire spell, Ignis is much longer range.
A couple questions in chat. So I'll let's see what we got. What are you developing this in? Journey asks. You guys are building it in Unity, right?
And the servers in Node.
And then Galvier, is human the only race, or will you be able to choose demi-human races? Only race for this playtest, but sounds like yep, lots of races down the road. Did you have to hand build the zones, or were you able to import to Unity somehow? Sounds like it's a mix.
Yeah, it's a mix, and what's kind of neat is because there's like 1 billion people that play Minecraft, there's this crazy like open source community of people that are making tools, do all kinds of crazy stuff in Minecraft. And because this is a voxel game, I'm piggybacking on some of those tools to allow you to create schematics and things like that, and import them into our game. So a lot of it's built in engine, but some of it's built outside. Like the island, for example, wasn't built by hand because that would take Devin like 5,000 hours or something.
Yeah, so some of those Minecraft tools allow you to kind of like heat map out, draw your maps, and that tells it what voxels it can be, and that can be imported into the system. Right in Minecraft, you can export schematics, and our system can read it. And then all of that stuff, once it's brought into the game, can be edited by hand in the game world. So you have all of these different, art pipelines, things like the props as well. We can build those in really any model editing suite. Some of them are done in like Blockbench, which is made for making Minecraft models, so it helps you stay with those voxel scales. But for the most part, a lot of it's built in Pro Builder, in the Unity engine.
We're getting repops.
Yeah, just
So-
have one land on me.
It's really nice to have a plethora of different art pipelines that are all accessible to you, and then being able to have the final say in game with that stuff even makes it better.
Local Path says, I love EverQuest. I love Minecraft. I could not be more excited to be seeing what I'm seeing right now.
That's awesome.
Did you just
Yeah, I
take a
don't
dead
like-
man's
I don't
tooth?
like-
I did, yeah.
I don't like that guy though.
Whoa. Pop on me here. My pet's getting kind of crushed.
We're snagging their eyeballs and teeth.
Nick, man, I saw you turn around.
And
That's
their
so
I
teeth.
didn't want
good.
the same thing
I
to happen.
know. Yeah, that was the next level play for sure. Way to thank you for saving him. He was almost a goner.
Oh ho!
Zing.
So one of the iterations we've gone through with combat was that we initially had very random numbers come through because we were trying to get a very old school feel to it. But that put us in a kind of similar situation as you were. You know, a small change on anything would lead to a huge change, especially when the level difference gets bigger. Like, for example, a level 3 whaling on a level 1, like, would be just incredibly imbalanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like led us to you know, obviously a couple of iterations and all that, and then, you know, a lot of complaints from Nick saying everything's doing double damage, which is true. My bad. But when we finally, I mean, I'm playing around a little bit with combat formulas uh, you know, through a discussion with the classless devs, Alia specifically, and it's basically based on a weighted D20, and it's actually been going very well. It's incredibly balanced. Like it's all of a sudden, you know, a level 3 beating on a level 1 isn't like incredibly broken, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, we have some formulas that we just kind of stuck in there and we're jamming on, but yeah, we are kind of looking for someone to help us with those sorts of problems. And I mean, we'll figure it out, but I just know there's data-driven people out there or people that are into, you know, making board games and figuring out rules. And I think it is an interesting problem. So we're just figuring out how we're going to approach it long term. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool to hear. I'm glad you were able to kind of figure out something that works for you guys.
I mean, I wouldn't call it figuring it out. Definitely, that's a stretch. One test on a spreadsheet that doesn't look broken. I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like once we put it in game. Combat is a few cycles away from being, you know, tweaked on.
Sweet. Yeah.
Cryptini asked if I could put the overlay over the call so we can see who's speaking. Yeah, I was asking about that earlier. So let me go in and actually figure that out. Let's see.
Maybe stand over here because we're gonna push to the main camp. I don't want you to get popped on.
Okay. Enable game overlay.
Because there is a little named here. Drop some good loot. I don't even know if we call him a named, but static boss.
What a boss.
What a boss.
Well, there's a tamed wolf there as well. Scary.
Does that work with slobs as well as OBS, Zachary?
So, oh, you already lulled him. I was gonna say it's lull the brigand, I guess. Okay,
Yeah.
I can grab the boss.
Yeah,
That's
baby
a-
him in, yeah, because or else the pathing can sometimes pull in the brigand.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy cons yelled at me. This should be interesting.
Yep.
I'm using slobs, not just straight OBS.
It should work. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work. Oh. Almost
Got him
healed the
running.
boss.
You guys dying?
Nice.
Let me throw a heal since I'm not doing much else right now.
What does he have? Oh,
Yeah.
roll for Molar.
I was
He does
hoping that I
drop
could just use Discords.
quest item on him too, but maybe not that time. Oops.
Yeah. Anything
Blown
else
it.
good?
No, more Molar and 2 feathers.
Oof.
Brutal.
He dropped some of the best of the workaday set here. I've heard.
I mean,
rumors
Ali's
of-
already pimped out in
Great.
full workaday, I think.
Yeah. What does he care?
Yeah, but I need lots.
Ooh, those candles got a little bit bigger. Ignore the size of those candles.
It's funny.
I think I am missing. No, I don't think I'm missing anything. Nice.
There's 2 wrists that you can have in sleeves, which only drop out here that you can't buy. So you might be missing those.
The cuffs?
Yeah.
I got 2.
Oh my
You gotta remember he's
god.
ninja looting master.
You. What's your AC at?
Let me check. 8.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely the guy you want in your group.
Or the guy I don't want if I want loot.
That's what I was.
Yeah, Zachary,
Hinting at.
I was just looking to see if I could get it set up, but apparently it wants us to be in a specific Discord channel, not just some randomly created chat, if I'm not
This is what I
mistaken.
call- Yeah.
So there's a makeshift club and a shirt sleeve on this guy.
Nope.
Oh, that's nice. 50 balance, 331.
Might be
Who's
an
our
upgrade.
tank?
You are.
Am I? Alright.
Yeah, I'd say it's more caster anyway. I feel like this is going pretty good here at the camp. You guys want to keep camping this or see if there's something else? we
Let's
can
see.
do?
Let's see the boss a couple more times to see if we can get any of
Yeah.
his interesting loot or finish. At least get one of us finishing that quest you saw out there.
Yeah, try to funnel that to Sean so it can be on the stream, I guess.
Sure.
Yes, that's a great idea. Give me all the loot because then everybody can see it. After you do all the work while I stand here and fumble around with Discord.
All right,
You
you
can
guys
all
keep
like
cleaning.
join another voice channel if you want, if that makes your life easier. Like one in your Discord or something.
You know what? I'm gonna apologize. Rather than spend a lot of your time fumbling around getting this set up, I'll get it set up for the next time. I want to play. Sorry, Cryptini. I'm hitting that age, I think at 46, where it takes me a long time to figure out how to work the remote control. So we'll have it set up for next time.
Is there still loot on these guys? Oh man, is there ever?
Yeah, I'm at 9 AC. Found some
You
more
guys
loot.
should grab one of these highwaymen's hands here. If you haven't done that quest too.
So I've already got one. There's one here if you need it. I'm going to take this human heart.
Wait, I think this corpse is just like bugged or something. I don't know. Not letting me loot it.
Tyron, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, those of you as you have to bail, don't forget to check out their website, hop on the Discord. This guy's clearly the boss.
How does threat work? Is it like EQ or is it like hate based?
So for right now, it's just damage based and there's nothing really exciting. So there's no like heal aggro, there's no sit aggro, there's no complicated threat mechanics right now. It's 1 damage. There's 1 threat that just kind of sorts the list based on that.
Nice.
We'll we'll add lots of complexity there, but yeah, it's nothing exciting for now.
We do have fields for like our data for that stuff and within the tools. So most of our spells already have what we think is going to make sense, like heals, giving a little more hate, stuff like that. But yeah, it's implementing.
Oh, there's a shirt on this guy, on the
Ooh.
boss,
So that's like almost
and the quest item.
nice.
Do you
Well,
like
we can give it to
Sean
Sean. Yeah,
Shirts or quest item? I've got a shirt.
it's
No,
a
quest
different.
item.
Oh, is
corpse.
it better?
It's a different. Yeah, it's the boss's corpse there.
It's the
Oh, no.
same shirt, but
Yeah, he's got a
the,
little
skull,
marketing.
the skull is the special thing.
Yeah, you might want to delete like maybe that eye or actually the spider eggs. I think is the cheapest thing you got. And then grab the skull that's on the boss.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give all my stuff to Nick, who's still naked. Poor guy.
Oh, thank you.
And then I might have to step out because the kids keep waking up. I don't know
Oh
what's going on
no,
tonight.
poor kids.
We
There's no
unfortunately
trading,
for the
so you
Oh, there's
can't
no
give
trading.
anything to Nick. But you can. What you can do is if you sell it to the merchant in town, you
Okay,
buy it off of it. But we'll get another set for Nick.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about me.
Cool.
So, Sean, I don't know if you saw that head that you got.
Hmm.
Had a very specific name to it. So, don't know if you've pieced together who might be looking for that.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was her.
If you
Oh,
press
what?
I to open
Whose
your
head
inventory.
was
Yeah,
it?
there you go. There you go.
Oh,
The skull
Harold
of Harold Sporespotter.
Where was she?
she's
Yep.
just
Oh, there.
next
I
to
see
me.
her. I see her.
So here's a question.
Definitely.
And then I just go quiet. Ah, it was Harold. Okay, I read that as Arnold because my screen scale is so small. Cool, okay. Thought it was like some additional part to the quest. I was like, nice.
1 gold. Ooh.
So the other thing she doesn't really tell you here. So she's sad about her sweet Harold, but now she wants revenge on them. So if you have anything to prove that you've gotten revenge on some Moss troopers, she might be interested in that. Kind of as a repeatable.
Can we all hand that
Yep.
in, or do you have to get flagged?
No, so the hands you can give whenever is kind of our gig system, and the head is just a one-off.
There's a hand right here unlooted if anybody hasn't done it on this scout over here.
Let me do that before I get off.
So yeah, and there's a lot of those little repeatable gigs, nice little rewards. So
Nice.
This is like the bandit sash type deal where you get your bandit hands and can hand them in for some money and some experience.
I mean,
so
I'd,
yeah,
I'd read. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I really like the pace.
Thanks,
It's
man.
good.
It's awesome. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah. It's a shame I have to get off, to be
Yeah.
honest.
We'll get you in for more testing. This has been a lot of fun, and you're welcome to come hang out with us in game anytime you want.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and let me know anytime you have, you have something that you've added or changed, or anytime you want to show it off. We're happy to play on stream. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is great. I'm super excited for you guys.
Oh, thanks, guys. That's yeah. I'm pumped.
Dungeon.
Glad you enjoy it. It's a big compliment.
Yeah, like I said, I've been following you for a long time, and like to actually see this in action.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's been a long
Yeah.
haul.
It's badass.
So those of you that are new to the stream, Ollie's got to leave. But if you're curious about who he is, you can check out our team page on our website. And I just linked it in chat. And if you don't know about our project, there's a FAQ and other stuff there as well. So feel free.
I
Take an HP buff from one of you clerics if you got the mana.
Sure. I'm topped off right now.
Thanks. Amazing. Thank you.
Project N hype.
So depending on what
Thank
our
you, Kyle.
timeline is like, we can kind of kill bandits until we're 3-ish, and then there is another experience we could do, but I don't know what you were thinking, Sean, in terms of time, or if you wanted to break things up or
No,
whatnot.
I'm good to go. You guys, I think Kyle mentioned dungeon before as well, so we can keep camping bandits, or if you want to check out the dungeon.
Let's get to 3 and then we can do the dungeon.
Oh,
Unless you
okay.
just want to have a crazy experience and maybe wipe a bunch.
I
I think everybody's really
selling it.
close to 3, right?
yeah,
I'm 7.
I'm like a kill.
So
That
Yeah.
sounds so good though. Wiping a couple of times.
Wiping's
Okay.
good.
I'm gonna take a quick AFK and soak your guys' experience till you get to 3, and then I'll come be
Okay.
right back and join up with you.
yeah,
So,
no rush. We'll
the
All right.
boss is up and
Protect
bandits to
you.
kill.
I'm gonna.
See you later,
I
guys.
guess I
Thanks.
can.
That was so much fun.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ali. It's a pleasure meeting you.
See you, Ollie.
See ya.
Talk soon.
EverCraft Online hype.
You lose so much perspective playing the same few hours of content over and over and over again. So it's really fun to watch new people go through it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just like, is this fun anymore? I
Oh,
don't
we're not.
know.
We're not bullshitting you. This is fun.
This is fun, yeah.
That's good.
Good night, Ollie. All right, so we should be good.
Yeah, we're down a couple people now, but I think if we're careful, we can take out this guy. I'm gonna try and pull some aggro off Nick here. There we go.
Cool.
So what's your next big milestone for Project N? What are you guys kind of working towards here?
So they've been spending a good amount of time just getting the tools and server and everything back online. I know Zachary, it sounds like you guys have been are getting pretty close with the database stuff. Is there anything you can comment on there? I mean, our goal is, even with the capsule people and you know, sort of minimal art that we have, getting back to a state where we can play like this fairly easily again, and be able to, you know, zone into the various zones and things of that nature. So
Yeah, being able to walk around Night Harbor, which I now feel like is an old friend to me, it will be pretty exciting.
yeah, it's funny. Ollie's really excited about the idea of being able to get to a point where we can have people from the community come in and play with us. So
Sing.
let's see our
A
project.
set of gloves here if nobody has them, but I think everybody probably has gloves by now.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can come snatch them before they rot.
It's all,
But this wouldn't be
yeah.
a classic grouping with Kyle experience if I wasn't AFK for half of it.
Leeching.
I got about 30% of my levels on my 3 or 4 EverQuest characters on green, so
But that's like with guildies, right?
I spent a long time where I would just sit in the cave of the Frenzied Ghoul, or the jail cell, and anybody that came in to camp the Frenzied Ghoul, I told them that I RP as a prisoner of the Froglocks, and that they have to invite me to their group, and that works surprisingly well.
Hardcore.
I got to the point too where I would like make them the leader and tell them that they had to pass lead when they switched over. So I would wake up in the morning and I'd been passed through like 4 different people.
It sounds familiar, to be honest. Let's see. Sitzall, I don't know if you saw, said sure. Zachary responded, basically going from NoSQL hierarchy-based quick code to relational database management system and cleaning up all the impacts. We have a working copy we're testing in a different branch. And then what we've been doing is just slowly adding content and basically prepping to a point where we're able to get in and just play for a little bit and kind of see what comes up as like the key areas of focus. Like Ali mentioned, Nick has provided a never-ending list of tickets for us to sort of go through that range from, you know, bugs to quality of life items and features. So but the goal is just for us to be able to get to a point where we're able to get in and play pretty naturally, regularly, while we're working on other features. Not just to help us kind of prioritize work as we go, but it'd be nice to be able to get in and work on trying to get a feel for like what the combat formulas feel like and what the pace is feeling like while they're continuing to do feature development. So that way our content creation's a bit better informed.
Gotcha. It's awesome. In my view, and I'm not an expert, but from the technical side, from my view, if you have networking, pathing, and visibility figured out, then you're golden. Those are the really big hurdles for me. Networking, pathing, and visibility, and figuring out how you're gonna do those authoritatively on the server. But it sounds like you guys, I think, from a conceptual standpoint, have that figured out.
Yeah, and then what it's felt like is as we're actually getting in and looking at it, the there's a delta between sort of getting it figured out or getting the fun, like the basics in, versus finding out what's actually not holding up or what's breaking once we're actually in there.
Gotcha. Like technically this pathing is pretty hokey. You can see I'm kind of like zigzagging sometimes, but I for some reason, maybe it's just because I'm used to hokey pathing with things like EverQuest, I think it actually looks okay for this game and feels okay.
Well, some of that stuff we've discussed, trying to get some of the hokiness back in. If it's not there are certain elements where we actually want to make sure that it's got a specific feel, even if that feel was the byproduct initially of either a constraint that was there or a bug or whatever. So those things do come up.
Nice.
Since all said, this wasn't much of a concern in terms of DPS classes in EverQuest due to the simplicity of loops, but as MMOs have matured, there have been issues with finding the sweet spot for spacing out character abilities. What is your feeling on the power balance between spacing things out and providing a consistent feel to the playstyle and fantasy?
And I kind of went into that a little bit there. We're kind of starting with the EQ template. There's been a little bit of deviation, whereas you go through the quest lines, you know, you guys have gotten some spells at like 2 and stuff instead. There's some other systems that we're going to be introducing that and some additional spells and abilities throughout. So, but yeah, a lot of that will be playtest and iteration to get that feel right.
Yeah, great question. Super complicated answer, I think. And we're a fan of like the spell circle type deal, and we like that kind of neat I don't know what you call it, but cadence of like up and down and feeling like a baller and then feeling super underpowered. And I think we have some like large, some large stroke like concepts. Like we want deities to matter a lot more. So we think maybe to fill in some of those gaps between, the 3 or 4 levels where you're waiting for new spells, maybe every time you have a gap, there's some neat deity specific spell that you can get or quest or figure out that kind of sets you apart from other races of the same class. We have some other ideas for that, but yeah, the spell circle concept, I think we're a big fan of.
I wanted to speak on the hokiness that you talked about a little bit. To me, a lot of times that's, they're systems that feel gamey, right? So there's kind of the common game design knowledge would be lots of randomization, enhanced AI with tons of awareness and stuff like that to escape that. But I actually like some of those gamey systems that once you understand it, in some ways it feels like playing a board game. So things like spawn timers in dungeons in EQ. You break a camp, you keep up with those spell timers, you have a pretty good experience. As soon
Right.
as communication breaks down, as soon as you let one of those timers slip, things get really, really rough. So really like that. So, and some people think complicated AI is the best way to go. But in a lot of cases, I think it's more about predictability and understanding of those systems. So we want some magic there, but also, things that you can kind of figure out and work out how the aggro is working and build your game plan around that. And you can't do that with a ton of randomization. And
Yeah, I mean, to that point, we for DC Universe during an earlier iteration, we had actually implemented, if it wasn't sort of direct, it was maybe a kind of a take on the GOP system that Jeff Workin had like a white paper on at the time after like Fear 2 or I think that was the main one that kind of clued us in. And so we wound up with really smart, very interesting AI that was it was just so hard to read. I mean, without there being kind of like that you figuring out sort of the deterministic behavior or whatever, it was no fun. It was just like we basically went back to having something that was a lot more predictable. And so when we talk about Project N, the example that you gave is a great one, right? Like once you break the camp and you got that rhythm, that in and of itself is like without us having to like over design or build some complex system, winds up creating a nice little mini game in a sense, right? And it's the same thing with zone lines. It's one of the reasons why we decided to be very pro like putting the zone lines in there. It's early on you learn how to sort of manage your risk based on your proximity to a zone line. And it allows you to, a bit of flex if it's if you're soloing versus duoing versus having a full group, you can kind of determine how you want to play it.
A pretty neat story about your DC Universe stuff. That's neat. That's a perfect example of what we're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
you should be on one of the war stories segments on YouTube.
It looked great on paper, and especially with we had created a complete director system that worked with it, and everything was encounter based instead of single spawns. That plus the various like object timers and things like that. Yeah, it was a really cool system that was great on paper and not a ton of fun. Predictability camp farms with surprises, boss spawning, etc. Is money. Yeah.
Totally.
Pretty big on like having really ultra rare spawns that are kind of always there in the background. So even if you're camping these, I'm already having fun because we're gaining some XP here. There's some quest items on these guys. We're grinding our workaday set. We're saving up for spells, but in addition, having these guys with a really small percentage of dropping something really, really cool. Like I love that kind of stuff. Because
Absolutely.
then it drags out, or probably the wrong term, but it really elongates how long you can stay at these camps and enjoy yourself too. If you really want to be a completionist and get a rare off these guys, and it turns the the slot machine. That's every single mob. It kind of like ups that feeling a bit. So
Yeah, I mean, and if you want like a worse term, it's funny. This joke may or may not have been made back in the day, but it's when people talk about like EverCraft or whatever. It's like, all right, so how do we stretch out the product, right? Like, there's got to be a way, got to be smart ways to basically stretch out the product so that you get more value for the money. And everything you just described, if you're the type of person that enjoys this type of gameplay, then why not work with those systems, right, and leverage that? And
totally.
it's so much more sustainable.
It's even like when you and I were over at that, we're trying to grind my first mage pet spell. Like and I know I have the right audience here, and I know that you and Nick are on the same side of this, but if that took me 40 minutes and we're chilling out by the pond, like in the safety of the guards, and it takes me a while to get it, but when I do get my first pet spell, I'm like super pumped. Like, I love that. I just don't know how far to push that. Is an hour too long? Is half an hour too long? Is 10 minutes too long? Especially these days.
Well, and so the interesting thing is, I read a lot of comments about, oh, nice. I read a lot of comments about, well, but players these days, or it may not work, with the audience today or whatever. I think it's worth a try. I think that concern is overstated.
Yeah, speaking of those really super rares, looks like you just got one.
Simple Moss
Should I
Trooper
take
Signet Ring.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, see, I've never even seen that. And I'm not saying that just to like exaggerate on stream. I've literally never gotten it.
That what hammer is a bit of an upgrade for you too, if you want to maybe delete. I know you're having inventory issues, but
Let's go sell, because I'm having inventory issues also.
sell and then maybe see what else we can get into.
Sure. Yeah, I'm at 97.3, so I'm okay to head over whenever.
Did you ever get your 4 skulls?
I didn't.
Okay.
No ninja looting, no drop rings. Not ninja looting, no drop rings. Not even asking group. It wasn't ninja looting. I was just so focused on providing excellent stream experience, and
Quality stream content.
I accidentally stole it.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
I want to see the stats on it.
It is +4 to strength. Or sorry, hit points. It's so hard for me to actually think and stream. I apologize to you guys.
It's pretty sweet. Oh, if you press I again, you can get rid of that bug. Mouse over something else. Mouse over another item.
Cool. Got it.
Yeah, those tooltips like to be real sticky sometimes.
It's funny, Belfaster. The art style lends itself to having cute, like, well, I don't have it in here, like hearts and stuff ripped out. It's so wonderful that you can pull that off.
It's all horrifying, the stuff we're actually looting from these things. It's so true.
That's one of the things with our art style and Project N that I've just kind of been concerned about. I was like, okay, if we have a nice painted look and we up the sort of the fidelity of the textures and things, are we gonna still be able to? How do we pull off like the heads on spikes and not have it be too awful?
Where is my pet? Is the question.
I want to resummon him.
I am so close to getting my breastplate. I'm just going to try and kill a couple spiders here.
I have a tarnished Walloon. Does anybody need that?
I don't think so. I'm okay if you sell that.
I picked one up. I think I'm the only one that can use it.
What are you playing the new Paladin class?
I am playing the new Paladin class.
I did not know that. /2. Look at you. Level 2 Paladin. How close are you?
95%, but
Oh, okay. We're probably
like to
pretty
keep them
safe.
moving.
Yeah. Great. I got my workaday tunic. Feeling good.
Not to make
And-
you feel
A lot I'm missing is arms.
not to make you feel really bad there, Sean, but did see you sell a couple of quest items.
Oh, did I? Damn it.
They're just most of the quest items is just slightly more than merchant, and then like a kill and a half of experience off of them for the repeatables. So
You can buy them back too if you have the money, which you definitely do. You are money bags over there.
Yeah, I just got excited. The money. Speaking of which, let me make sure there's nothing. Oh, okay. Spell-wise, is there anything I should be going and picking up?
I don't know. Are we missing anything else? If he's got the lull and the
I've got
buff?
lull, yeah.
Do you remember, Kyle?
I don't think he has anything till 5.
I think, unless worsen wound is scribable for him, I don't remember what we set that as.
Hey, Modestlaw.
Hey, Modest is here.
We were just bragging on you earlier. Well, a
Yeah.
couple hours ago at this point. Wow. Time has flown by.
So technically, worsen wound is level 1, but I'm not sure if you think it's too game breaking. It's very expensive. 1 gold.
We can roll as is. I'll just keep amassing gold. It's fine.
Great. Let's do that then.
Where are you at, Ryan?
I'm just coming back. I was going to the cleric merchant to make sure we weren't missing anything.
Yeah, so I remember when I was watching a couple of these clerics do their quest over there by the runes. We investigated a little bit of the source there and found those Essence of Zarina, but I'm wondering what else might be going on over there.
Let us check it out.
I talked to a recruit at the Steel Lions in the barracks who was recently injured out there while he was trying to clean up corpses. So he said he heard a weird calling from the depths.
Dun, dun, dun.
To your Ryan, to your earlier point and questions, when we're talking about like rare drops and just sort of playing the slot machine and getting a feel for that, and then looking at like the field of pacing for tonight. One of the things, even with our little like placeholder capsule NPCs and characters and all of that, I think there's so much to learn just from getting it in. Like what I'm hoping for as we're wrapping up like the bit of work that we're doing now is just get a nice stable play environment where we've already got the ability to put in rare spawns. Nick's got rares in there and we've got itemization and things like that. Really just spend time in playing and essentially working that slot machine a bit and getting a feel for like, is this feeling nice? And building everything on top of that foundation. Because what you guys have here, like we were just doing, just sitting at that camp, if that's feeling good, even with completely placeholder art, then we know, we're onto something.
Boy. I think the NPC server's crashed. Is my guess.
He's not dying yet.
Is this guy still at 54 for you?
He is.
Yes.
Let's all do /camp. It's instant, and I'll just do a quick reboot. It's like
Cool.
good timing, anyways, to do the to do a little reboot. Because what have we been up for? Almost 3 hours. I didn't see an error though. Kind of interesting. You should be good to log back in now.
You guys don't look. Oh, you guys haven't seen this yet.
But that's kind of our approach. What you were saying is we're just kind of, and I've been pretty big on that. I just want to get stuff in because if you think about it too much, you can talk about it forever. So I just want to get stuff in. Once you get stuff in, get people playing it, you can then start to tweak it and play with it and adjust it and figure out what works and what doesn't. So we're trying to be pretty aggressive on the content piece right now and just get a bunch of stuff in there, see what feels good, etc.
Yeah. And there are a lot of wheels to not reinvent. That's one of the things that we've looked at, and there's a lot of familiarity with sort of how past games have done things, all the way down to just looking at the content creation tools and over the years I've gone from dead simple on EverQuest 1 through more complex tool sets on other games. And the whole time I was working on other projects over the years, part of me just always kept kind of falling back on why aren't we just doing it as simple as it was in EQ1 and cranking out a shitload of content. So that's definitely a lesson that we took into the sort of inception of this one.
Gotcha. That makes sense. All right, I got these two guys invited.
We're also working on moving around those buttons because I do exactly what you did there, Sean. I'm so used to
He
the big play
almost
EverQuest
deleted that
button.
character. Yeah.
I delete my characters all the time.
Luckily, that's a quick. Nothing's ever deleted. The quick fix. It's still annoying. Thank you.
So here we have some things that'll speed up this process. But yeah, what it's doing right now is collecting the whole world all from the database.
I took over as group leader, so I will invite you. There. Okay. Hopefully, fresh server reboot will be nice for the next portion. I still got my HP buff, so I'm good on that front.
Hey, Cookie Monster. It is going very well. How are you?
Now we must investigate the strange occurrences at Harbour View Hamlet.
Cannot argue with her. Thank you for the bits and for the clue.
So I think I figured out what it might be.
Your pet's not following you either.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think someone tried to buff the pet is what's happening.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not. It's like I said, man. Let's do that again. Let's quickly camp out. That's what's actually doing it. I scrolled up and I was able to tell. Tell me when you guys are all out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
It's funny. I was like trying to see. I'm like, what does this mean?
I promise I wasn't trying to break anything this time.
No. It's very. It's like I said. It's very fragile. It's nothing. It's nothing you're doing wrong. It's actually a good one.
We safe to go back in?
You are. Yep. Plus, I appreciate you trying to keep my pet alive.
Yeah.
He's putting in the work for sure.
pretty quiet.
What's that?
It got pretty quiet. Was
Well,
the
everybody, yeah, we're all reloading here.
when we get back in? Let's see. I didn't hear the music last time I was in.
Well, you're outside the city limits now, so the music,
Oh.
the fun city music won't be playing.
Really? For some reason, I thought I was hearing music the whole time.
I mean, there could be like a bug or something. I invited everybody.
There are some additional music triggers that we haven't encountered yet that maybe we'll get up to. But yes, there's different trigger zones for music, so that can change depending on where you're coming in. Cool effects like fade outs and fade ins and stuff
cool.
like that.
I'll take an HP buff for me personally, please.
I'll grab it.
Thanks. Perfect. Cool. So there's two ways we can approach this. We can either lull and try and lull the 10,000 skeletons around this thing, or we can just plow them down because they're only level 1. Probably the safer method.
Plowing's probably fine, huh?
We'll let you guys do the leading because you can try and figure out what we're supposed to be doing here. We'll sit here. You guys can pull some stuff in. You or Nick or whoever.
Okay.
Make a little camp, clear out this stuff.
Yeah, if you remember, Captain Garnell was telling us about how they come up here every couple of weeks and try to put some of these to rest. So you can see their caskets and biers laying around from those efforts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're kind of mowing these decaying, so.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I agree, though. Now that I've been listening to the music for 3 hours, now that there's no music, it's kind of feels weird. It's like the refrigerator turned off or something.
Yeah. No, I noticed it just a little bit ago, and the music's so fun that it stands out when it's not there.
There's a really excellent track that I think is going to fit this area perfectly in development right now. There's one other track in right now, but it's a little north of us at the moment. But yeah, so we just don't have a finally mastered track for this area, but it's coming along really well. Excited about it.
Yeah, and like you said, the battle music is
Yeah.
super amazing, and we're pumped to get that in. That will kind of add some more flavor too.
Well, you can hear these skeletons going, they're blaz.
I'm on your website. I was gonna see. I'm always nervous about how loud it'll be if I hit play, though.
But everybody's like speakers.
Let's see. I'm gonna click on the sounds and see.
Yep. Yeah, go for it. I believe in you.
Is that too loud, guys? It's gonna drown out you guys talking a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, kind of.
I'll get the full player up so I have more control.
Hard to modify that in the mixer on demand. 3 decayings.
Yeah.
Easy mode.
Easy.
Nick has
How's it
the
looking
least
over?
armor out of all of us, and he's tanking these things for us.
think we're looking to move onto the platform? Is that pretty clear?
A couple more Decayings, I think.
We're actually Tony's working. His next big task is working on the theme song for the game.
Oh,
That's going to be pretty exciting.
yeah, I can imagine.
And I'm going to be incredibly picky. And he's like, "Oh, I would expect nothing less." He's like, "Whenever I do a main theme for a game, he's like, there's like unlimited, revisions and stuff like that, because it really has to capture everything you feel, when you listen to it. The music's so incredibly important. So I'm really
Yeah.
pumped to go through that."
Oh. Trekonon just decided to spawn. Timing. Excellent. Actually, could you stay up here one sec? Can you set it dark? It's just like how this kind of
Sure.
glows in the
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
to kind of usher you.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty. I actually don't even remember that. That's pretty nice looking. We can keep it dark since we're going down into the depths.
Sure.
Make it more dramatic.
Yeah. Get a little claustrophobic here. I don't know how well either of you clerics can get a target. Maybe we should think about lulling one of the two down there as this guardsman dies.
Yeah, I'm getting it right now.
Got it? All
Nice.
right.
Left one is playing right.
Do you want a bum rush, right? Or oh, you're
Yeah, bum rush right.
Sweet. So yeah, Devin, who might still be in chat, he dug all this out block by block by hand in game. Spent a couple days making this look all pretty and beautiful. And then Kyle came in and added a bunch of props and stuff, and I think it's a good example of kind of the feel and scale and everything we want for a dungeon. We want it to feel kind of cramped, kind of low ceilings.
Yeah, for sure.
This particular dungeon, we want to have like different ones, but being kind of a first lobby dungeon you go through too is what I'd consider kind of a crawl dungeon. We mostly just crawl through it. We later have ones that we intend to design more around camping. Not to say that there isn't places you could definitely camp here, but glad we got Nick leading us here.
Oh, thank you.
See, there's lots of fun urns and candles and stuff down here.
It looks great.
Oh, that's gonna be 2.
Should be okay. These guys are even though. Sorry, I yanked this guy back a bit. All right.
Excellent. Break. Go ahead, Nick. Kind of lead us if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
Go.
Cam Bam,
Let's
thank
check
you
it
for the
out.
bits.
I guess we can like heal up a bit too. You're kind of low, Kyle.
Yeah.
What's everybody's mana like?
My mana's almost full.
I'm pretty good too.
Give you a heal.
Yeah, I'm at 60, 70%.
Oh, a patrol's coming in.
Oh, from behind us, I see.
Yep.
What's this about? Like player made server on EverCraft resemble EQ? No, it is a completely new game unto itself. Check out the website. There'll be a link in chat in a second. If I had to guess. There you go. Yeah. Ollie said,
I
Nick, I bet this is getting you excited to populate dungeons again in Project N.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting all kinds of inspiration.
Oh, that's great.
Great. Well, you guys will have to invite us for your first
Yeah.
semi-public dungeon run.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
We'll
That's-
even invite you in a semi non-public dungeon run.
Nick, let's send Sean into that next room on the right.
Okay.
Just so you can take a quick peek in there. I want him to see. So not that one, Sean. The next
Up ahead?
one down the hall. Yeah, I just want you to take a peek in there for the stream, see how it's nice and scary. Probably gonna, yeah. Once we'll take care of that spider first, I guess.
We don't have the ability to do this yet, but I really want just absolute pitch black hallways where you need some sort of light source to even navigate properly.
Yeah, you see-
Gets me excited even talking about it.
Yeah, I'm scared
Yeah.
of that room on the right. Let's send Sean.
Dun, dun, dun.
He's already got published games under his belt, so he can perish, and it's no big deal.
I can perish. That's
Yeah.
not cool, man.
We need to publish a game before we can pass, you know?
Look at this spooky. I almost cursed. Mother fricker. Back here.
We're working on some emissive texture stuff too, so you can imagine like just seeing his eyes glowing
Yeah.
back there.
I mean, it
in the
already,
dark of the-
it's got a little bit of a glow feel to it. Yeah. All right. You guys ready?
Sweet.
Yep.
Chilling.
No, I'm glad Ali thinks our registration system is good. I think it's funny that it's just a bare HTML form.
Yeah, so Ollie's dead serious about getting, people in sooner rather than later. Been looking at different solutions that are just around there that we could potentially integrate. That way we can have something
My
that's
body
kind of
falls.
robust
Uh-oh.
without having to do a
It's
bunch
okay.
of work ourselves.
Nice. We're getting repops behind us just to keep track of how our pace is going here.
Yeah, not to spoil anything, but our previous experience here, we're in a full group too. We're very successful in talking about, is it hard enough and all of that. And then as soon as we stopped communicating for just a second, we just had a nice little wipe cycle. Which is just classic EverQuest to me,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where we want it. I mean, I know we already touched on this, but you want to be able to be a little nervous getting to your camp, feel pretty comfortable and everything's going well. But if a couple mistakes pile up and start to go into a chain reaction, which is what happened to us, then it's like that's kind of right where we want it.
Yeah, so in a earlier playtest when Nick and I were just kind of duoing in one of our little test dungeons, it was cool because we were able to break a bit and really, Nick was root parking just different mobs, and we were checking our positioning, and it's funny because we played for about 30 or 40 minutes, and at some point it dawned on me that we were actually playing our game. Because it just felt like very natural
Oh, that's amazing.
EQ gameplay, right? So it didn't take much.
Nice pull.
Thank you. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, weird. I didn't
Spoke
even
too soon.
mean that like
Yeah, no.
Now you
I
sound
thought it was
condescending.
single too.
that room was where we wiped. Spoiler.
Yeah, I had a feeling like looking in there. I saw the one skeleton. I'm like, I'm gonna lull this. It's an interesting dynamic not having third person to like kind of wall hack around corners. It's for your lulls and stuff.
Yeah, you gotta manually peek. It's kind of cool.
I really like that a lot. Not gonna lie.
And like when you caught that ad that was coming behind us, I like having to physically turn around and like watch my back. It's just, I love first person, but because it's available, I always play EQ in third person because why wouldn't you? You get so much more awareness.
Yeah, I use first person in EQs sometimes for like pulling, especially when you're in zones with like kind of the more constricted geo. But I really don't like fighting, especially on a melee in first person because of the head bob and how the weapon, it doesn't have like this real true weapon view model. It's kind of more janky. So I really like it in this game a lot.
Thanks. I'm glad it's working. Yeah, and I'm like you. Like if I'm in Soul A or something, I can't play third person because it's I don't even have the room to do it. But Sean talks about this all the time on his stream. When you're whoops, I pulled one from behind.
Yeah, stop running backwards.
It's just because while I talk, I have to pace even in game. I don't know what's wrong with me. All these games now, because of third person, everything gets built so huge. So even, hallways and buildings and doorways, like in modern MMOs, they're just absolutely massive because they know that 95% of their player base is playing in third person and they have to allow that over the top camera and stuff like that. So it's fun to not have to, it's fun to be able to create the world how we want without worrying about how, like, what perspective someone's going to play in.
Right. Well, and it's not just third person, it's third person with like just such extreme like I guess panning ability or the ability to just sort of pull out so far with the camera.
Yeah, with what you're saying about the content creators and things of that nature. So we do have the paper doll in the inventory right now. It's in a really small screen. We plan on adding some basic controls there for like rotation, zoom. But we might look at expanding that because we do know people will have a desire to show their character. We also have some pretty impressive tech for layering our materials for character customization. So you can have like shirts that tuck into your pants versus shirts that go past your belt and things of that nature. All of the expected slot show, but we can also show visible belts and visible necklaces. So definitely want you to be able to see that without murdering yourself and coming and looking at your corpse. So
yeah, and I think Eldevar's got a good point. Maybe something we should take seriously in terms of having a bunch of really cool ways in game for you to be able to look and view and interact with your character and see how baller that new breastplate looks. It's getting my brain thinking about different ways we could do that because people like looking how uber they look. So we got to have some. Right now, the
Yep.
paper doll, yeah, it just maybe doesn't accomplish that well enough.
Yep. I mean, you have options like right away. I think you could full screen that, or something, have a full screen toggle or something like that. But I think there's also cool gameplay options, like
Easy
say you,
moving, Sean. Sorry.
let's say you craft a mirror, for your house or something.
Oh, repop's in here now, but I think we'll be
Uh-oh.
ahead of them. Get this
So-
guy down.
I just have to say, this room looks particularly interesting.
Dun, dun, dun. From my experience, it's particularly deadly. There we go. It is a good looking room, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I like this.
Emotes would be a good way. Just pan out to yourself during, then zoom back in after the emote ends.
As long as people then aren't using their cheer like emote to like look around
Peek
corners, and
corners.
stuff, which players 1000% will. So yeah, there is definitely a way to solve it.
Guys, want to sit in here for a little bit, or you want to?
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
thinking. It seems like a nice
Okay.
camp spot.
Yeah, sure thing.
Oh wait, Jasmine, you don't have to work tomorrow, right? Okay, cool. Perfect.
Sean's already negotiating the longer stream.
Negotiating the longer stream. I was like, oh wait, what time is it? Oh, but I forgot. You're off this week.
Tell her to make a cleric come on in, join us.
She looks very ready for bed, as does the puppy.
Nice.
She's showing me her sore learning to play guitar fingers.
Yeah, it can be pretty
Oh, that's awesome.
pretty painful.
Ollie said, I have to say you all have done a great job with pathing.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Ollie, you'd find this particularly interesting, but pathing probably took me, it was like 6 to 8 months to figure out and be happy with. And what I finally, because I have the advantage where it's a voxel world, right? So it's a bunch of cubes, which makes a lot of math easy. But voxel math explodes really quickly. So, if you have a 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer area, that's, 1,000 voxels by 1,000 voxels. If that's 1,000,000 voxels. So even if you put a node on each of those and path around it, just even having all that in memory for the entire world can be really, it can still get challenging.
Hmm.
So I actually used this amazing graph database called Neo4j, which maybe some people have heard of, but that's what powers the pathing system for this. It's kind of a graph database that like GPS would use to like, navigate you around town or something like that. So I put all this stuff into this massive graph database and then run pathfinding algorithms on it. And these things are literally designed to handle those loads of having like 1 billion nodes and stuff like that. So that's how I can start the server so fast, and how the memory footprint could be so tiny is that all of this pathing stuff is actually just sitting in a massive graph database. So I think it's actually pretty novel. I haven't heard of any other game using Neo4j to do their pathing.
Yeah, I'm not blowing smoke too. We've got more content, but it's been ramping up quickly, and we're definitely hoping to do some more stress test type, still closed tests, but be a member of our Discord community and be sending out invites to that sort of stuff.
all that stuff where like Nick, buffed my pet, which number one he should be allowed to do, but number two, even if it shouldn't crash the server like that. So I want to have like a week where there's no horrible server crashes. Once that happens, I'd love to get more people in and just playing on the test island and giving us feedback and helping us figure out, Paladin leveling seems too terrible, or blah blah blah, and start to get some player feedback and stuff. We're excited about that. But right now, like I said, the server's still maybe just slightly too fragile, but it's getting close.
Yeah.
It's been mentioned.
I was just gonna say the clients felt extremely stable on this end. So
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, glad to hear it.
Yeah, it's been really nice. We did a 4-hour session, and today we with one reset early on. I know we had those couple little pet bugs here, but mostly on this been on a server, just a single reset, so it's been quite solid.
Pretty good.
Good night again, Ollie. Sleep good. See you tomorrow.
See you, man. It was fun playing.
Did you see he had guessed about the approach to pathing, but was wrong?
Yeah. And I'm not exaggerating. It took me, probably working a few hours every night. Probably 6 to 8 months to figure it out. To have it to a spot where it even like made sense in a small scale environment. So the pathing was, for me anyways, very, very challenging.
Nope. Bad.
Well, it's funny. I mean, you're essentially describing one of those situations where you stumble upon a new problem, and then the solution that you arrived at's pretty cool. But the fact that it was just based off of the fact that you're voxel-based and having
Totally. Yeah. I mean, the most popular voxel game in the world, Minecraft, I don't know if there's huge Minecraft fans out there, but they don't have pathfinding. If there's 2 blocks between you and the mob, they'll just continually just walk straight into those blocks. Like the pathing is dumb. It's not going to follow you up a cavern, go down through some stairs, through a door and around. It's line of sight. They try and get to you, and if they can't, they just kind of stand there. And there's a reason for that. Is because, pathfinding is very expensive, very complicated. And Minecraft, the magic of Minecraft works in a lot of different ways. It doesn't need pathfinding, but this game 100% does.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd love to play more and be awesome to have you in our game at some point, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'd love that. That's actually the whole reason why we made this game was
just to get an invite.
just to invite, yeah.
All right, we can shut her down, boys.
Yeah,
Well,
there it is.
The
it's been a good run.
Yeah.
But in true M. Night Shyamalan fashion, little did you know that the only reason why we made Project N was so that we could get in and play this game.
It's actually also true.
What a twist.
Shocking.
For Ali, at least. Should we try advancing further? That pop out here we just killed.
Do you know how long ago the guy back here spawned?
There is a named here that we were hoping to catch. That's the reason
okay.
we're hanging out
I
here.
had a feeling.
The thing is that like, as RNG goes, it could be another, half an hour. So I think maybe we'll wait another cycle or two, and then we can also check on the way out.
Yeah, maybe let's see what spawns there now, and then.
Oh, there he is.
Oh wow, go figure.
Thanatologist. Oh shit, Nick.
Oh, and we're getting repops, so careful here.
Oof.
What we need, oh god, you're getting filled, Kyle.
Yeah.
You need an enchanter.
We need Gina. Ooh. Any more heals
Trying to
out
get
there?
this other. Guy. So at least you have ways to kind of cheat yourself back.
Yes, I am gonna
You have
cheat
some
back
GM
over.
powers.
Thank you, Fargo. In my mind, he worked on that problem for months, and then one rainy day, he's in his car, soaking wet, angry like Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park, slamming his hand on the steering wheel in dismay. Why won't you just pass, damn you? So he looks up and sees Garmin in his dash. Problem solved.
Maybe we should get Belfaster in here writing for
I
us.
was about to say, holy drama.
Thank you for saving me, whoever that was. Our deeps is slowed, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's partially my fault as well. I could probably do something more than hit heal.
There we go. We did it. All right, who's gonna? I guess we should let Sean at least check out the loot first, so we can.
I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna steal anything. We have the Thantologilus scalpel,
Ooh.
one hand piercing, +5 mana. Sounds like
As the
it's up
mage.
yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna snag that when you're done.
You're the only one that can use
And
it.
we have an ancient necrology report.
You can take that. I don't even know what that's for. Maybe Kyle has some lore-based hints for us.
Well, yeah, kind of unbeknownst to the people of Bleant, this is Harborview Hamlet, the old ruins. Thanatologist is kind of like a mortician, studied causes of death. So that necrology report might walk you through some ancient deaths, and maybe there's some old surnames that resonate with you.
Nice.
I could use an HP buff, please. If anybody has the mana.
I got tons of mana, so I'll grab it.
Thank you. Don't hit my pet by accident.
Oh shit.
Did you get the weapon off of him?
I did. Am I wearing it or no?
Oh yeah. It just looked like it was on his corpse still too.
Yeah, that's not
Okay.
synced up yet. But yeah, it's a pretty sweet looking weapon.
It is really sweet looking.
Oh, cool. I like that this is a note. Like there's actual text to it.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's quite obscure, but if you play enough, you might notice something there. Shall we move
Alright.
on, or
We should, but we should be careful as we move on that we don't get. I don't know if it's smarter to clear this room again and move up, or if we have time. I just don't want to get in an in-between
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Let's clear it again.
HE911.
Yeah, let's
to
hang
see
out
you.
on this side.
Was it a mistake for me to come here? No.
definitely not? This is right where you want to be.
Smooth Shaker, thank you for follow. I don't know if I said that earlier. Probably didn't.
That spot where we lost Kyle is where we wiped last time. It was pretty similar situation. Imagine that same fight, but I had just pulled 2 because I was bored.
Hmm.
I named.
Ooh,
Look at that. Look at. Let's try and burn this guy down.
yeah, because I think these guards are gonna pop soon.
He's not holding the weapon, so hopefully that means he has something exciting for us.
We can have Sean as our
Yep.
designated master looter.
Now that Ali's not here to ninja from us. There we go. Good job.
All
That's
right.
much cleaner.
Thanks, Smooth Shaker.
Okay, so he wasn't holding a weapon.
Crypt
What did
Spider
he
is on the way in as well.
have? Ooh,
Mortician's Locket, neck item, AC 2, hit point 3, mana 3. Another report. I'm gonna loot the report so that I can look at it on stream. We can figure out amongst us.
One of you guys can take that. I already got a piece of loot, so I will pass.
I got the dope ring earlier, Nick.
Yeah, Nick's up for some loot.
Okay, thank you guys.
We're already letting him do all of the pulling work
know, he's
and
doing
leading
the
us
work,
through.
so.
Yeah, so why are we?
Sweet. All right, I feel pretty good about moving forward after we get this loot here.
Cool.
Nice. Just read the report.
Yeah, and that's all the clues you get.
That's all the clues you need. I keep hitting my traditional target nearest NPC and running forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely something we want to work on.
Even just
it's a
allowing
me
people
fault.
to rebind and stuff like that, like it's pretty important. We're finding, so it's high up on our list, but it just sounds like such boring, horrible work.
Looks like we're moving down here.
Oh wow.
Dum dum dum.
Maybe I
He's
should
big.
med.
Yeah, let's met up.
The Awoken. I like that he's got some flowers.
Yeah, take some of the threatening vibe away from him.
So we got a shambling remains in the background there, trying to be sneaky. Report reads like your last Oregon Trail adventure.
Everybody has their HP buff.
Yep.
I should probably buff myself.
Sweet.
I need to camp real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Doing a little bit of a dog scoot.
Oh, your animations?
Yeah, I kept getting stuck sitting where I could sit.
It's
sit
funny.
near-
I've seen that before, and it's never happened to me. But you're the second person that's happened to. So there's obviously.
Yeah, I've
some-
only ever seen it happen to Calcium, and I thought it was just because he's bad at wiping. But
I get it. We'll wait till you're back in, obviously.
I'm almost back in.
Again, Devin did a great job of building this epic boss room for us. Block by block.
Yeah, why don't you turn the time to like 17 or something? Show off the
There you go.
effective or so. Oops. I did stupid stuff on my computer. Bear with me a sec.
I should make him like Death Touch or something. That's what I should have done for the stream.
Hmm.
Oops, I gotta stop pacing. I'm gonna pull. Kyle always does this before our big fights. He just likes the attention.
Builds the drama.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he's actually gone. I don't know.
Silly network stuff on my end.
They're both
Okay.
yellow. Yarny asks, is this EverQuest or is this Minecraft?
Dun, dun.
Whatever it is, I want to play it. You do. Awoken is yellow. They're both yellow. Awoken and this little creeper in the background are both yellow to me. Yeah, this game is very much a great example of someone getting chocolate in your peanut butter. You people old enough to even remember those commercials?
I mean, I
No.
assume you're talking about like Reese's or something.
Hmm?
You guys maybe, just so I'm not totally stalling out the progress here, you could fight up through the knowledge's room and go to the other side and
I pulled a mob. We can just grind for a second. We're not in any huge rush. I mean, I know Sean usually has a strict bedtime, but I think he's having enough fun. He's staying up.
Yeah, not tonight. Well, I've been lucky. Jasmine's had off work. She's off this week until Thursday, and then next week she's off entirely. So a little bit of flexibility on the hours is nice.
I'm not gonna be able to pull anything because I don't have lull. That was pretty much all I could do, but Nick can probably.
Okay.
I like your buff indicator, the timer on it.
Thanks. It's a little cut off on your stream, at least for
Oh
me.
crap, you're right. Let me see if I can fix that for you guys.
It's not a huge deal, but
There you go.
nice.
Yarny, the game is still in development. Z Blunt, that was the commercial. That was it. I didn't take it all the way to the point of also getting peanut butter in your chocolate, because I read the room and the chocolate and the peanut butter wasn't really resonating, so I was like, I'll just drop it there. I didn't want to go too far. I'm very self-conscious. It's very hard to.
This might be two. The patrol just walked around.
Oh geez.
Sleep out your peanut butter based jokes. I know that about you.
Yeah. See if I
I
heal
mean,
any
that's
of
why
you.
I'm subscribed. Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. Self network traffic hell there.
Invite. There we go. I invited you.
There is a website for this game.
Sorry, as part of that transition too, I dropped out of the Twitch, but I'll post that again.
Thank you, Zachary.
We had our back.
Nice.
Whoops. Didn't mean to loot that. Okay. Sweet. Feeling good.
This saying this is in no means meant to diminish the effort and all that stuff getting to this point, but one of the things that I know we've talked about a bunch, but again, I think we've just seen it over the last 3 hours and 21 minutes. There's something, at least for me as a player, about the simplicity of, you know, this type of gameplay that, I mean, I'm having so much fun, and this is like authentic fun. It's not fun because we're streaming or, you know, any of that. Like, this is, to me, is just a fun style of gameplay, and there's not a shitload of systems overhead. The content's not like heavily scripted or any of that stuff. And to me, it just speaks to, as you guys continue to do more stuff, add in more content, do more things with the factions, get trade skills in and all of that. it's a huge, like, to me it feels like it would just be a huge amount of things to do, and I could see spending a shitload of time in here, and it's definitely way simpler than a lot of the stuff that I see on the market. Am I saying that right?
There's a magical simplicity for sure, and I think that's what we're all chasing. We do want to layer some stuff onto it, but no, I really, like I said, it kind of goes back to when you and I were hanging out by the pond and we were grinding for that mage thing for me to get my spell. Like, that's a perfect example of what I want to spend my time doing in a game like this.
Absolutely.
I want there to be some neat reward. I want to just chill out, have some slow-paced combat, grind out a like a nice area, and just chill. And like that's the essence of what we're trying to capture. And I think trying not to complicate things too much. I think, like I said, this is like a tech demo. I'd almost call it of what we what we're aiming for.
Joey,
Let's do it.
get him.
Yep.
Sweet.
Sure.
Leroy Jenkins.
That was a big boy.
That's a very big boy.
Oh shit.
I'm just gonna lean into this aggro wise. Hopefully this isn't a mistake. Oh no.
Oh, jeez. Oof.
Witness me.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
There we go. Thank you.
Check out what he's got there, Sean.
Yep.
That's spoiler, but that's where my two-hander came from, by the way, that you were commenting on before.
Spoilers. Also, I don't want to be too spoilerific either, but I'm thinking we should head back up through the Thanatologist room. Just like classic EverQuest, I think you got to find a good point here. We need to scale the loot. Yeah, probably in the crotch.
Crotch loot.
Crotch loot. So reinforced waiters. Feet.
Ooh.
4 AC, 2 strength. That sounds like your item.
Yeah, Pally can use it, but Claire could also use it.
We
you have
haven't
these
gotten a
yet?
piece of loot yet. Yeah, you should take them, Kyle.
I'm not wearing anything on my feet. I'll take them.
Everybody's gotten a piece of loot then?
So not to be too spoilerific either, but I kind of feel like we should fight back up and go to that other side real quick. I'd just like to show
Yeah,
how that
sure.
works.
Yep, let's do that.
Sweet.
That means we
boots.
can get one more awoken in
Oh
too.
shit. That was
Yeah.
going to be such a good sneeze and it didn't happen.
Oh, that's the worst. Denied. All right, we got a disturbing corpse at the top.
How are people doing on buffs? Mine's about to fade.
On elemental.
We might need some Nick magic. We go back to
Oh,
the
yeah.
Thanatologist room.
To the earlier point, sorry, Zachary. Zachary, when talking about pacing, said you're not doped up with player experience, cocaine constantly. You grind, you crawl slowly through dungeon, you hype up prepping for dungeon, self-infused hype/fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and that preparation is a word we use a lot when we're talking and jamming on ideas. Is that preparation piece is actually huge for us. So we want to have a lot of preparation-based mechanics. Part of our whole idea with towns being important and stuff too is you're kind of going out on an adventure. What do you need? What can you prepare for? And we love that stuff. Even
Yeah,
like
much-
when our food systems, sorry to interrupt, Kyle, but even like, instead of just having your food like tick away your inventory, and it's more of just like having that more integrated with the town, and meals are a thing you do with your group before you head out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of want to mess with some of those ideas.
I'd be curious to see what you guys wind up doing. Because I know that's been a big topic for us as well. It's the idea of kind of going on an expedition and coming back, right?
Yeah.
Totally. And some classes can be like so key for that. Like, you know, I think there's all kinds of amazing stuff we can do with like rangers and druids and helping, you know, balance out some of those preparation things. And when you're in the wild and you have a ranger in your group, you're pumped because of XYZ. You know, and then the ranger feels special in that situation. And similarly, like when you're in a undead dungeon, there's can be some preparation mechanics where you're really happy you happen to have a necro with you because of some, you know, neat mechanic. So we want to play with that stuff.
I was just thinking, when you're out in the wild and you have a ranger, you never go hungry. And when you're in a dungeon, you have a necro, you never go hungry. Except the second one is kind of gross.
Love it.
What's the shortest ranger joke? LFG.
So if we make it across here, we didn't really explore this room.
Thought we might get those ads, but
You think so?
no, it looks like we didn't. But I thought I was gonna pull them and ruin everything.
Ooh, this is a spot you might need to kill your pet, though.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
Kim Bam says,
It
have a
does
niece that
not.
plays Minecraft. And I'm like, wow, I can rope her into EQ with this. I think you can rope an entire generation of kids into EQ with this.
Yeah, that really is our hope. We know that there's, we know that this should really appeal to us EQ guys. We can drop down here if you want. I don't know exactly how it's going to work for pathing up here. So,
Yeah. Let's just.
oh,
Drop.
you're doing some lulling. I see. Yeah, so we know that there's that EQ guys will mostly like it. Some might be turned off by the graphics and we might lose them. And then I think there's a lot of people that are, Minecraft or other voxel fans, who might, enjoy it and check it out, and it might not be what they're expecting, missing the building stuff. So I think a certain subset of them will dissipate, but we're really hoping that then some of that classic game design that we all love will translate to them.
Yeah, I believe.
I guess, yeah, you guys are functioning just fine.
Huh?
My internet's just being a poop, of course.
Sorry, that sucks. I mean, we're through the thick of it
Yeah.
in terms of content we wanted to go through, so not terrible timing.
You mentioned cool pathing. You mentioned your cool pathing EQ. Do you know if P99 uses the same pathing logic as EQ1? I wonder if
It does. It does
yeah.
not.
I was about to say no. I don't think many things do.
Yeah, I mean EQMU and the things that came before it were fully reverse engineered from the server packet. So tried to be as close of approximations as possible. And then things have been done that you might consider better. But Zachary would be a great person in here to talk to about that stuff. So
Yes,
or Skeeter from our team.
All right, let's move onwards.
Love the scale in here.
Yeah.
Ooh, you see that guy came running out of the dark.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Pulling aggro like normal. Yeah, what might be fun for next stream is after we flesh out a few different classes, get everybody playing something different. It would help us. We could talk through some ideas and stuff, and because class testing is usually pretty time consuming.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So if you crawl through the caves here, hopefully you recognize where we're at. So, this was a drop down that we came
nice.
down, and we're kind of stuck in this one way.
Nice.
I'm gonna resummon my pet quick.
Belfaster said, I think if the AI is predictable, but NPCs are tough and fights are lengthy and classes are different and unique, then people can fill in the gaps. Just starting off with longer fights lets you have something simple like accidentally pulling 2 mobs turn into an organic experience that you couldn't have designed well on purpose. Yeah. It doesn't take a huge amount to design in some fun variants there. Just the occasional roamer here and there. And in bigger dungeons where you've got multiple camps, you've got people pulling from each direction. It's also interesting to see what happens with dynamics just based off of changes to other groups, situation or dynamic, and how that kind of ripples out. Right, so we have 1 AFK.
Oh, is that me?
No. But you are butt scooting again.
I am. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's on my end.
No worries.
All right, we good to do this thing?
Yep.
All right, I'm ready. It's not too tough, anyways.
Okay.
I just won't tank this time.
No.
My
Oh, you're doing a bum scoot for me right now.
yeah. All right. Well, let's give it a try. But I'm having all kinds of weird network stuff.
You're up again. Don't worry.
Hopefully, I'm auto attacking.
You are.
Oh yeah, your internet shit is really that bad, eh?
Yeah, it just like a put on me.
It's going better, anyways.
Ew, Zachary. You just made me think of chocolate and peanut butter again.
Gross. All my pet aggro transfers to me, so it's not my fault, I promise.
We got more boots.
Nice.
Boots. So one of the clerics wants to grab that.
And then we can head up. I don't know if these guys need a lull or not. Oh, looks like not.
Nick, do you have boots?
I have like the normal leather boots. Or wait, no, I don't. No, I don't.
Hey, might as well take them.
Yeah, grab these boss boots.
Okay.
The balance on the abilities feel nice.
Oh, good.
And you are starting to get in that, kind of like we talked about with the
Oops.
circles and that advancement. You're starting to hit that point where you're late in your current spell circle, but you're soon to get, nice upgrades.
But
You guys lead the way.
you can feel it a little bit, but it still feels like the heals are kind of meaningful given the sort of combat pace. So
Definitely. Should we see what's up the stairs?
Yep. Sure.
More urns and candles.
Very cool.
And that's kind of like a one-way drop, so you can't just kind of go in there and choose the boss.
That's what you think. You
Oh, I know.
you just challenged
Yeah.
Nick. He
Totally.
climbed up a
And we
tree.
just talked.
No.
We just talked about that, like in like how to prevent exploits, but like 100%. I honestly believe the players can do anything. So
Nick, quick
I know
stand on my
it'll be a
head.
matter of time. Yeah,
Okay.
suckers.
Drop arrows. Drop arrows.
Stuff like levitate and that. It's like how do you even like prevent it? So we'll figure that out.
Cool. We successfully ran the dungeon of Harborview Hamlet.
Yeah, that was
Damn.
cool.
I did not realize this. So the last 40 minutes just blew by. That was
Yeah, it's good.
a lot of fun. Okay, so let's run back to town.
Getting his barons. There you go.
Does the dungeon respawn? Tokeno is respawning on
Yes.
us the whole time. That made it fun, actually.
And that's with what is it set to right now? Like 4-minute respawn, which actually feels kind of nice for like a small newbie dungeon like that.
Mm.
Definitely. Yep. And we're likely to introduce a little bit of variance there with like the bosses and stuff. So, but we have per spawn. We have global spawn points or area, if you will, since we don't have zones. A giant seamless world. So it's gonna have spawn timers, and then we can vary those by spawn point if we so choose. So you'd imagine maybe the Awoken has a couple extra ads around him that are
Mhm.
faster spawn and he's a little longer spawn kind of deal.
Mm.
Just to ensure that, you know, you always got to combat with some CC if you want to take him on.
I like that.
I'll quickly show you guys something. I wish Ali was here for this, but just in terms of something neat that's in the engine that's kind of cool to see on stream. Oh, Sean's running off. But,
Oh, sorry. Shit.
oh, and you've seen this before, is that there is a full set of like building tools in the game that probably won't be available to players, but just to give you an example of how, you know, if we wanted to add a cottage or add a, you know, anything, XYZ, or imagination is the limit, you know, all this building is available right in the engine.
That's
I
just
love that.
that's just one of our pipeline options. Like I said, we got all kinds of tools for bringing in art like that, and then can be finalized in here. And as you see, you're seeing it live, so you know multiple of us can be working on building something out at the same time.
Anyway, it's just an idea of how we like Kyle was saying, one of the tools we can use.
And definitely, and we do entertain the idea. We know if there's unbridled building, the first thing you would have is some island covered in a phallus almost immediately.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you know, this game's really supposed to emulate the EQ style, but those tools and systems are there, and you know, we're using them for rapid development. So to me, that's the major benefit that we can, you know, try to stay ahead of our players content wise because of tools like that. But it's not, you know, completely ruled out if some of those were exposed in some way. Probably not within like the persistent world, but
Right.
We're still brainstorming on that. If people have ideas on how to, you know, allow building in the game without it going too crazy, but yeah, it's in there, so it seems a waste not to use it. But it's not really our focus. So yeah,
there's actually a voxel building game out there already, I've heard.
cleaning up my mess so I don't get yelled at.
Well, it make climbing into that dungeon exit a lot easier.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's understatement.
Dreadex said instance player housing where you can do all the building.
I would love something like that. I'd really love, because this is technically a world that can be of unlimited size. I'd love in the world player housing, but again, it's not really the core of what I wanted to do. So there's just so many other problems to solve, but that would be epic.
Landon, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Enjoy jujitsu. Don't forget to tap. Oh, there's the music.
There you go. Back to it. There you got your sneeze.
Yeah, it felt so nice. It wasn't, I don't think it's as good as the other one's meant to be, but. So hear me out. What if you had PvP and you allowed building, but it was a contest between like maybe 50 individuals, and then the last
World
person
slowly
remaining.
shrank. Yeah, that's a good idea. We're actually just trying to make a battle royale game.
Well, I heard
That's where we hear the money's at.
the
Yeah.
thing to do is to use your battle royale to test the concept.
Dude, don't even start with me.
City walls look so good. The whole city looks so good, guys.
Yeah, thanks. It's modest textures, I think, really brings out how beautiful everything is, and Devin did a ton of work, and Kyle populated it all, so definitely team effort.
I also really like the Conan O'Brien character models.
Yeah, we've had to tone them down a bit, but there's still Conans everywhere.
How much did you have to
this
pay
guy.
for his likeness?
Yeah, exactly.
We want to submit it to Clueless Gamer for that.
Yeah.
It's actually
man.
kind of funny because as soon as we put in our layering system, you know, with the character, so the character creator that you have up front, all of our NPCs can have all of those different things as well. But all of the defaults were that just that total Conan face. So the entire world was nothing but Conans.
Sweet, there's not much else. There's some exploration we could do to go see the guard tower, which is maybe a 2-minute walk, but I know we also kind of want to wind things down, so I'll let you guys decide what the best course of action is here.
I just wanted to check the shoreline real quick.
Yeah, there's some basic swimming in, so you can actually get in there and it won't like glitch out like it used to a couple days ago, so you can at least float around in the water and get out properly. That's pretty much brand new.
Yeah, Sean's making mistakes over here.
I love how the water looks.
Who's gonna save you from him?
I have no idea.
What is your game plan here?
The ultimate one is you can slash camp and you'll lose aggro immediately.
Oh, okay. That's stressful. I don't know why that happened.
Oh, did you do it again by accident?
No, I did it on purpose.
Okay. Actually, you know what we should do when Sean gets back in? I have an idea.
It's scaring me. I know he loves the music, so you can make him run to the guard tower. And
Yeah, I was thinking we could end on that or something.
That'd be cool.
Whoops.
What happened?
I just had my destruction voxel thing out and just destroyed part of this counter.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'll fix that later. Yeah, let's head out and do the let's go see the guard tower maybe.
was that your big plan that you had before?
No, it
break the
wasn't, but
table
I don't
for
think I
Devin?
don't think it's gonna work. So I'm just gonna leave it for now.
Devin's watching and just shaking his head right now.
Totally.
I accidentally delete parts of his world all the time too. So.
See, this giant cloud is killing my buzz, but I guess that's the point of it.
Mhm.
So the island's about, yeah, it's about 1,000 meters by 1,000 meters landmass. But you can see we've already, we've explored a bit of it, but the island is actually huge. So, I think we can, keep the content sparse, like still have wide open areas, and our walking is so slow that I think the world's going to feel massive.
Yeah, there's some really cool, really interesting POIs in development here. Just they need population, and hopefully we can check those out in the near future.
I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, the movement speed's great for this, and the pacing. I mean, it's nice to play for several hours, and we're still level 3. Spent good time in a dungeon. We've been talking about just seeing how slow we can make it and still have it be something that feels worthwhile. Because I'll be honest with you, like the session that we had tonight, I could see playing even a couple more sessions like this and still staying, within level range of that dungeon, especially if there are interesting items and rares and things like that. The lightning fast sort of blast to max level is horrible.
I was pumped when Skeeter came in to help us work on some stuff, and he's like, "Man, I think the leveling's a little fast in this game." And I was like, "Oh, that was definitely not what I was expecting."
Cool.
But we'll see. Yeah, it's another one of those things. Is everybody's different. And I got my brother in the game to test it out, and he's a huge EQ fan, but he's like, "Man, this leveling is just horrible. It's too slow."
Mm.
But yeah, sometimes players don't know what they want.
Here, you might have noticed we got a new track playing. So I know you like the music.
I got the same
Yeah.
bug that you had the other night, and for me, the city music's still playing.
I think this is
Like
different. I'll turn it up. You guys let me know.
Yep. Yep, this is some of the newest tracks in it.
Is this a chunk line? Because it's not rendered for me past the guard tower.
Oh, that might just be a different issue. If you camp out and come back in, it might fix it. I might even get you to do that just from a debugging perspective. But
Yeah.
no, it's not. The world is infinite, so that's just an issue.
Okay, I'm relogging.
Occasionally, if there's network traffic issues or things like that, it can hang up on some of that chunking. Eventually, a lot of that will cache itself, so you have faster load speeds, and you'll never run into an issue where a little bit's missing. We secretly have some like GM sprint stuff, and occasionally I'll cause that for myself if I'm sprinting around.
I'm doing that now.
I wasn't trying to call you out. I actually turned around at that moment. It's how you do.
Yeah, it's like I said, when I just pace in these games. I don't know why. Ooh, break both your legs once you get fall damage in.
Oh, you should do it like Tarkov. It should just be limb specific.
Oh.
I just drag myself.
Great.
Cool. I mean, that's pretty much. We kind of got through more than I thought, but that's good.
Yeah, super pleased.
Oh man, That was a lot of fun. Cannot wait to play more. I know Ali is super jealous.
That was the goal.
Did that work for you, Nick?
I did a full restart of the game client, so it did fix it.
Yeah,
but
interesting.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to stay in client or not.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, we do. It's pretty rare, but we still have that issue once in a blue moon. Just haven't nailed it down yet.
Gotcha.
So, folks in chat, what do you think? Seemed like the overwhelming sentiment tonight was people are looking forward to getting a chance to play. So I hope everybody's hit up Discord. Honestly, shut up and take your money. Yep. Definitely hit the site, hit the Discord.
Yeah. No. Thanks for having us on. We appreciate it. It's been a ton of fun.
Yeah, honestly, I feel super fortunate that you're willing to share this with us. So it's very
Yeah.
cool. I look forward to whenever you guys want to do this again. We're definitely down.
Yeah, thank you. This was a ton
Thanks
of
so
fun.
much, guys.
Like I said,
Thanks
I'm super
for
excited for you
hosting
guys. I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, thanks. Well, yeah, it's cool for us because we made this like a mini deadline. I'm pretty go with the flow. So this was nice almost to have like, oh man, let's make sure some stuff's working for the stream. So it was kind of nice for us to rally together and get this figured out. So yeah, maybe we'll make another deadline with you guys and have some, all 4 or 5 of us will play different classes or something like that.
Yeah, it's honestly it's been a bit of inspiration as well. It's like, all right, it's got me thinking. Can't wait to follow up with folks tomorrow and talk about just status of things and next playable. It was fun hearing you guys talk about having a pencils down day a couple days ago and getting ready. Super cool. Thanks for the additional bits. Yeah, I don't know what to say other than I'm so amped on it. And I had a little bit of a spoiler because you showed me recently a little bit of what was going on, but man, almost 4 hours of playing, and I could see us just continuing playing. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, sweet. Well, I would encourage people to come check out the Discord. I am not too proud to say when people, say something in Discord or get involved, it really does make a difference to my motivation personally, because I've been kind of working underground for a few years. So I'm always pumped to have people come by and say, hey, and we would like to get some discussion going once we get a big enough community. But yeah, thanks for the opportunity to let us plug our stuff a bit too, because it's really nice for the team.
yeah, anytime. And I tell you what, because I was kind of, I had a question before. I was like, all right, how much should we be sending people over there and stuff from ours? I'll be sure to anybody that missed it. We'll post the VOD in our Discord, and we'll continue to just send people over there and check it out. And we'll be talking about it on stream as well. I think, I think it plays so solid, and I mean, essentially the game's here, so. It'll be nice to see as you guys continue to get content and systems online. I mean, the fact that we can sit and just play normally for 4 hours, and it was nice and stable, and it felt like the game. I can't wait to see the other classes and see more abilities get in and all of that. So, I mean, you guys, it's a fantastic start. Stream wise, I rarely look up to like see viewer count or anything like that, but I looked up earlier and checked again. Definitely, I gotta say, people are clearly interested. This has been one of the more populated streams that I've had in recent memory. So I'm hoping that the folks that have been in here go to the Discord as well and check it out. Thank you for being here. I know we got a lot of lurkers being quiet in the background, but I'll take that as a good sign because you're still here. So yeah, I'm amped for you guys. Cannot wait to continue to promote this. It's just badass.
Sweet, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we feel like we're on a similar adventure, and yeah, especially with your expertise and having worked on very inspiration for this is just awesome. So we really appreciate the opportunity. And
Yeah, we'll plan some offline nerd sessions where we can I want to talk with Ali about a bunch of super technical stuff just for funsies, and get Nick and you guys in there too, talk design. But yeah, we'll let you wind down your stream for now. I'm gonna hop off Discord, I think.
Cool. Appreciate it. And I know Ali will love it. So talk to you guys soon. Thanks again for having us in. I'm going to camp out, and then I'm going to wrap up here.
Peace, guys.
Thanks again, gentlemen. Take care.
Cool. Thanks a ton.